Hello and welcome back to Ark Knights. Absolved will be the Seekers. Last time we got to fighting in the trenches, figuring out how to turn the tides of the war, and luckily we managed to do so, just barely. It almost cost us quite a bit, but we managed to make it through in the end. And as per usual, well, first of all, I'm doing this on adverse environment, just to push myself. But we still have to destroy the Blood Altar, and we still have to stop the rest of the Sarkaz military commission. Any good rewards from here? Oh. By the way, at time of streaming, if you haven't already, the game has released the H stages, the Hell stages, or Infernal, whatever they're called. Basically challenge modes for the chapter. I'm told they're not too bad, but that's also because this is the event that gave us Whissadel, the hands-down strongest unit in the game so far, and actually strongest unit even as of the home server, which is about 6 to 7 months ahead, kind of like how FGO has a bit of a gap, although it's only a few months rather than 2 years, which is nice. Ready? This is making me think I'll want to stop everything on the right side rather than letting anything get to the blue box on the left side. Although there could also be flying enemies, I'll need to keep an eye out for those. Yeah, I'll go ahead and bring our Exodia setup. Shining honors her own promise before the Compulsory and prepares to bring Nightingale back. The final member makes a friend. The mother. Kisarn. Ning. I'm not gonna pronounce. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna pronounce the Confessari names properly. Mama's here. It's all right. I just need to your father for a bit. Didn't you want to look around outside? Just like the blue foul beast in your favorite story, the one that can fly across into the soft, lofty clouds. You can do it. You should live a free life. I'm sorry, my dear child. Mom will get you away from all this. Enough hiding. I know you're here. The father. You followed her in secret when she came to find me. You witnessed everything. That's good. You need not be afraid of the blood. You'll see much more in the future. Will I die? Of course, my dear. Look, the sword has already pierced through my heart. It won't take long before the blood in the body dries up. Hello, Gonk. Welcome to the stream. Your mother wants to leave me because of some pointless delusions, and have you leave me as well. But how is that possible? We've long been bound together by the myriad souls. We cannot be separated. Amogus indeed. This is the power of life in our life cycle. Through rebirths like this, again and again, our lives will be perfected. I will always be with you. We shall never part. Yeah, if I remember right, the Confessari like to pull, like from that one Batman Beyond episode, where where the parent hijacks their child's body to effectively have immortality. Something's good. Hmm. Alrighty. Well, sorry, I lost my place here. We shall never part. I figure I should at least give. Good. Alrighty. The daughter. Confessarius. My dear Quee, you don't seem happy at all. Did the experiment go smoothly? The receptacle has been responding perfectly from the last few tests. When the ceremony is complete, what will happen to her? Oh, you mean the receptacle. When it was born, its soul was no longer with us. After all, the leader has been researching for far too long just to craft a cage from pure consciousness, to trick the King of Sarkaz. When that happens, the King's power will be transferred to you, and the receptacle will be useless. You can decorate it like a doll if you'd like. Bring her wherever you go. I do like to collect souvenirs myself. It is none of your concern. Ha, you are always so impolite with me. Want it out of your sight? Just dispose of it, or you could give it to me. Leave. Do not step into my laboratory without my permission ever again. Oh, why are you so offended? The leader and you have such different temperaments. Well, it's fine. You'll soon become as gentle as he is. Yeah, remember what I said about body hijacking? Yeah. Who knows, I might even miss your current personality. Goodbye. The Confessarius wanted to steal the King of Sarkaz's crown, but Theros already had passed it down to Amia by this point in the story. There was nothing they could do. She looks through her mask at the girl on the stone bed, who returns the gaze. There's still work to do, and her father would not allow delays. This altar, this laboratory, the bloodline she was born into together form a cage around her. In the face of the Confessarius calling for the past several millennia, her sorrow and suffering are insignificant. She does not control her own limbs. They are extensions of her father's will. She cannot stop or leave this altar fiddling with life and death, nor can she drop the soul-engraving white sword in her hand. Suddenly, a drop of water falls into her busy hand. Who is the one shedding tears? Her? The figure on the bed, who should be completely unconscious? Distracted, she lifts her head and sees a blue bird fly out of the cave into the dusk outside. Oh, what if it's a starbird? Cracks appear in the cage. A consciousness that should not exist, yearning for the freedom it could not possibly have. From this, hope is born, a Confessarius in a pure white receptacle. We and Liz, Shining and Nightingale. Yeah, this is a different Quee, because his ends in a J, and Shining's ends in a G. Although I imagine they're close, the names are very close to one another because of the aforementioned body hijacking. It's not like they even hide that's how they function, so I guess it makes sense to not make a name too different from one they'll be planning on using. I'm hearing a din of discontent. Do not worry, leader. Only a few enemies have broken into this place. They want to destroy the altar and stop the ceremony. Annoying pests. Send someone to clean them up. Surely I need not sully my hands with such trifles. Of course not. We shall eradicate all obstacles near stead. The Confessarius leader looks at the girl dressed in white. She's so deep in sleep on the stone bed, she almost looks like she's not even breathing. The receptacle's originating Martha stable. The ceremony will soon be complete. Hey, you guys better not do anything to Nightingale. I need her for my anti-art setups. Without her, I'd have to raise baseline. I mean, I could still raise baseline if I felt like it, but it'd be nice if I did it because I wanted to, and not because you ruined my original arts defense plan. We're only a step away from Anonym. Before Anonym will open a path for you in the Myriad Souls. You will surpass the King of Sarkaz, supersede the Myriad Souls, and become the father of all Sarkaz. With our journey spanning thousands of years, this is how things should be. Before that, I will have to reunite my kin to witness it together. Right on time, sister. I've been waiting for you. More Confessarius guards are incoming. Marla, let's part ways here. I can't guarantee I'll be able to keep you and your companions safe in our next fight. The road should be safer once you leave this place. If you're willing to do so, you can continue leading the East all the way out of Victoria. Your Highness, I shall never forget your kindness no matter where I end up. But what are you guys planning to do? This blade of mine is still usable if you need it. Do not worry, we have our own mission and we're set on it. Please, take care of yourselves, and I hope you can live the life you wish to live, Your Highness. Marilla takes a step forward and kneels on one knee. The other two follow suit, the three bearing a solemn look. You've gained the undying loyalty of a... well, no, three Sarkaz. Huh? Oh, please, you don't have to do this. The mercenaries hesitate for a bit before turning to leave, fading from view. Well, good luck to them. We have a little time left, and the Confessarius altar is close. Logos helped us dispel the Confessarius' illusions, and I can feel an unsettling energy disturbance here. So are we going in loud? Any secret passage to the altar? Something similar? Time isn't going to let us slowly figure out a surefire solution. We can't overlook the risks, but it's also important to take rational risks in our war strategies. Fortunately, the Sarkaz have done as much and sent all their troops to the front lines, so we only need to deal with the Confessarius' men directly. Problem is, Confessarius are on the stronger end of Sarkaz without any special stuff. Like the zombie ones we fought outside were only especially powerful because they were given home field advantage from the Originium field, the corrupted ground. Once that was done, the armies had a much easier time. Well, and I imagine, much as I hate to admit it, Blana was probably a huge help as well, simply because her ability to restore the dead prevented them from being taken in. Therasis must trust Kui a lot. Why are the Confessori in charge of the Advent ceremony anyway? The Confessori play many roles in Kazdel. They're the king's advisors, bodyguards, shamans, scholars. They travel between the royal courts and have always been dedicated to exploring Sarkaz history, researching the power of their blood. Therasis had already planned to use the shard to control Anonym before invading Londinium, and the Confessori definitely helped him out in that time. Kui's plan to usurp the king is also closely tied to Amonim. So what does Amonim exactly have to do with the king? Kui wants more than just the crown. He too once possessed the king's power, thousands of years ago. He did not manage to get the full picture, but he definitely sensed the king's power to influence others, control. The more you experience absolute power, the harder it is to resist temptation. Be it Theras or Amia, Kui's been watching every single king and their successors in secret for a very long time. His obsession with power compels him to extend his life by maniacal means without hesitation, just to seize control of that power once more. There's only one thing that can let him achieve the goal. Originium. Yes. Through Originium, he'll be able to control the Sarkaz more than the King of Sarkaz ever could. Right, thanks to Babel, we know that Originium isn't just a fancy name. It truly is as an origin of this world as it says. Basically, it was made to terraform the planet, but it caused intelligent life forms to come that were not expected. Shining and Nightingale are also victims of his. They never stopped resisting their fate, even at such a critical moment as now. We have to stop Anonym and its uncontrollable effects, and stop the Confessori from harming our operators. It's time to move. Monster, hold off our enemies. Amia, destroy the altar. Doctor, I'm sensing that something's up. I can't quite control the king's power, and the altar's influencing. I told you before, we've been researching the crown for thousands of years, but you, how long has it been since you learned how to use it? I welcome you all to bear witness to this grand ceremony. Kui. Everyone here is waiting for you. The Confessorius leader smiles as usual, spreading his arms wide open as if welcoming his own child back after a long time from home. Dozens of Confessori stand on both sides of the mountain in silence. Their eyes behind the masks hold fervent deference, completely ignoring the blood-drenched Shining as she walks up the steps with sword in hand. I'm here to kill you. Oh, I know. How could I not know that? Many years ago, Mother showed up before Father, before me, just like you have now. She always knew her own duty, and never thought to disobey me. But as you slowly grew, she developed a hatred to our family, the love I gave her, and the Confessorius is calling. I don't blame her at all, nor do I blame you. You're the same. You've merely made a tiny, forgivable mistake. I'll always accept you returning to my side. You're a monster. Who are you to speak of love? Love and hate, life and death, they're fundamentally part of the same whole. Generations of Confessori have passed their souls down through the same rites. This is my way of loving my family. Ah yes, brain-jacking. And clearly a sign of love and not complete madness. Souls in death are purified on rebirth. Death after death, we close in on the original, purest and perfect being. There is not a shred of that worthy to be perfect. Kui, your true self died thousands of years ago. The White-Horned King of Sarkaz defeated countless enemies. The legendary hero built the everlasting Kazdel under day and night is long dead. Who stands before me now is nothing but a despicable man who lives in the shadows. A coward who sacrifices the lives of innumerable innocents to prolong his own. Who is it that tarnishes the soul of that original hero? It's you, king of usurping kings. You got so twisted seeking longevity, you are no longer worthy of that crown. You know what? Perhaps. Quisa-san, sister. I, who was born with all my memories intact, know better than you the history Kusarajog bears with his life. The Confessorius leader takes a step down. He calmly looks at Shining, holds her hand in trembling and rage. I know all too well the blood that's in my hands, and as I remember the love I've received. It was you who picked me up from the blood into your trembling arms when Mother died. We're a true family, sharing the closest of blood and the closest of relationships. The nature of my soul may change, but the facts remain the same. How could you talk about that like so? Who was it that killed my brother? Who was it that turned him from a child who should have received his mother's love to a non-existence from the very beginning? Oh, that was me, yes. For millennia, uh, I have died time and again from betrayal, from closest kin. You may see this as a punishment if you wish so. However, what does that matter? You call me unworthy of the crown, but who else could possibly lead the Sarkaz on the path to our survival? Quilon brought our people on a wandering path of no return, and Ulysses' retreat into the hiding would only make us weak. Even that pair of siblings, all they did to push Sarkaz into feudal conflict and let the crown slip into outblood hands. The Sarkaz need a true king, an eternal king. I'll reach our starting point, together with the sins of Qui and his blood, purge all Sarkaz's sins. I'm not too worried. I was able to take out an Eternal Queen this year. I could take out an Eternal King as well. Sin. The word intensifies the iron shining. Worth noting is that a lot of Shining's voice lines include mentioning sin. Her father and brother were both possessed by this undying monster, while she and her mother lived under the madness of his shadow. To let him live, to kill him, both are afflicted with a curse. She has no path to go, nowhere to retreat. There's no way she can stay here as is. Ugh. Well, you've made your move. Very good. I'll kill you. And then... yourself? Kill yourself. Is this what you call severing a bloodline's curse? The same stupidity, I see. Well, I mean, she's not wrong. That would technically end the bloodline, and thus any curse tied to it. He grips shining sword with his hand. Blood trickles down the pure white blade and stains her hand. A shudder rises from the depths of her soul. An overwhelming force flings Shining to a crystal tree. The sharp black branches pierce her abdomen. Fresh blood gushes down and converges with his blood. The ancient tree, long crystallized into originium, suddenly bursts a sudden pure white glow. In just a moment, countless little moons rise up the top of the tree. Every Compulsarius begins to sing. The myriad souls prostrate. Howling knocks on the door from beneath. Tangible usurps the intangible. The black crown in prison. The offender perpetually innocent. Because kings are born before immortality. Look, even injuries as grievous as this will not infect you. This is the power of the blood you resist. And that's a really smug-ass smile he had. Qui, I've been patient enough with you, but you stay stubborn, unwilling to accept that belongs to you. Your duty, power, and glory. It's alright, just be good and stand aside while I complete the ceremony by myself. A crown woven of thorns appears in his hand. Moonlight shines on it as it illuminates a crystal tree at the end of the steps. In that spot lies a stone bed with deep dead branches, curled up figure Shining knows all too well. Liz, wake up! Oh, don't bother. Her consciousness is not where you think it to be. She's inside the crown, isn't she? You are correct. I promised you that I would mend her soul. You need only wear the complete crown. You can be together forever. Together forever. In your cage. Another thing worth noting. Nightingale, her voice lines very often speak about being trapped in a cage. Shining shuts her eyes. She strains to imagine the time she spent together with Liz. They run in the woods hand in hand. They cross the ice-cold creek together. With Liz worn out on her back, she walks the road home. I'm gonna grab a sip of my drink real quick. I definitely have to hydrate off, and VNs like this will absolutely murder my throat if I don't. Don't worry, I've got a full bottle of water. I am absolutely prepared. Liz makes a small flower wreath and places on Shining's head. A small blue foul beast follows them the whole time, chirping a cheery tune over their heads. It hovers, searches, lands next to the sleeping white demon. It does not know why Liz is sleeping, and anxiously pecks her cheek with its little beak until a black arrow pierces it. The foul beast vanishes, leaving only a blue feather that lands on Shining's shoulder. Enough. You know very well those are not her dreams. Even if those memories were fabricated, they are fabricated, so why not accept your own power and reshape her memory once more? Liz is Liz. She should be free. I will never shape her soul as I please ever again. Wishful thinking. Qui, my fragile child, indulging in fantasy. You are that blue foul beast, thirsting for freedom, yet imprisoning yourself. I prepared everything for you. A perfect body, an ancient power, and all you needed to was accept it. Don't you want to become a limited 6-star, just like W? But you betrayed me and abandoned everything that belongs to you, and then, what did you gain? You sorely disappoint me. I gained a new life. I was reborn to the new life after leaving you, not as a confessorius qui, nor as a puppet of my bloodline, but as Shining, a member of the Followers. Blue feathers prick her wounds. The slightest stings momentarily rouses her from her bloodline-induced paralysis. Now come. Now is the time. Find me and find this tree. If it were you, you'd certainly make it. I think we're seeing it from Nightingale's perspective now. Ooh. That's a nice effect. An opening pierces through the crimson clouds. The sunlight pours down. Everything around her becomes increasingly brighter. Wait, that's... It doesn't matter what it is. Just hold it back. The ceremony's begun. We can't let... we can't stop it. Light. Light and fog fills the air. The sun descends from the sky to repel the clammy moonlight. Oh dang, I've actually read articles on that superhero landing pose. You actually don't want to do that because it will absolutely... It looks cool, but it absolutely injures you. Sorry, the storm was too intense, so I took some time to locate you. Are you alright? Do you need a hand, Shining? I'm fine, but we have to save Liz and stop Qui. Lend me your strength and dispel the darkness before my eyes. Of course. Let us go, together. The road ahead of us, I'll illuminate my path. Sadly, I never got neural alter. I have to make do with Shining. Well, not Shining, with Lessing. And let me say, using Lessing is like running Sisyphus. It is an uphill battle no matter what.
Target confirmed. They won't know what hit them.
Oh,
I finished construction of the refinement system. Deployment point confirmed.
When were the seeds of this tragedy planted?
Tell me what you read. Watch your step. Don't hurt the crops.
crap.
Let's begin.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. Well, it could, but I need to get a healer out ASAP. Alternatively, I could bring out a caster or something for some support. Someone with a... Someone with a silence. Or I could just use Yado, Alter, and clear them out. As you can see, I'm absolutely not holding back. I'm doing this on averse difficulty. It's not gonna hold back, and so neither will I. So we're going to obliterate the followers.
Reap not what's sown by malice.
Engaging. Flurry! Finally, am I up?
There we are, that should help out a bit.
Off team A4. Yato in position.
It's not my wish to take lives.
I really like the new Thorn skin. It feels a lot better than his other one. Right. They explode on death.
This falls on me. You make a retreat and grant me one more attempt.
Let's switch Yado to S3 for this.
All right, it's in my hands now. The success of our mission is assured.
Alright, I think, keyword think, we should be able to do this.
A smith's gotta be ready to pay the debts accrued by the weapon she forges.
There we are, that helps.
This is the
fine visibility. I can see more than just danger.
Doctor, my power is all
Alright, time to
yours
get the
now.
full arts. Ah, that's
Yes,
true damage.
pardon me.
Or is that physical?
Ever etched
Whatever it
in
is,
my
it needs to
heart.
end, and it needs to stop now.
You lot stay up there.
Ray
if it
can
gets
kill these guys with
risky.
absolute ease. Since I'm skipping this banner for the sake of a future one, Ray is my hands down strongest unit, and, well, as you can see, she does not disappoint.
Roar,
Alright, let's bring out
a
Shu.
word I've not heard in a long, long time.
Okay, Yado Alter should be able to clear out this group here. Ah, shoot, I forgot about that.
Standing by.
Well, whatever, I got Lumen here.
As long as I can muster it.
Bow to me.
Shu, do your thing.
Mounds and ruins
Only so much can work here. Oh. Wait, something... Not letting them explode. That aura is not letting them explode. No, wait, no, it's just Shu's delaying them. Right, that's why I brought her. Why how'd I forget that?
Would any of you like to be my paint? Better leave the fine brush at home.
Standing by.
You know, I just realized I probably could have brought Lapland, and this would have actually been a very easy fight.
After this way, hang in there. The treatment will be done in no time.
Mission accomplished.
I have no idea how that worked out without me bringing Lapland, but it did. Yeah, I need to remember to look at the skip. Not actually use it to skip, but sometimes it clarifies some things here that's vague in the story, or gives an extra detail. Well, repel the cost of shattering. Here you are, Neural. You don't return the landship often. Stay with Elizabeth, she's missed you. Oh, she just fell asleep. Well, you seem more exhausted than last time I saw you. Are you worried about Liz? I asked about Dr. Kelson. She said Liz's condition is under control. Is there something you haven't told me? I'm thinking of a way to cure Liz for good. You've poured years into this and it won't come quickly, so don't torture yourself at it. What if I told you a solution has always existed and I've only dared not to try it? Shining, what are you hiding from me? What is it you can't say? Neural, this is a duty I must see through on my own. Do you think Liz and I will leave you? You know that won't happen. Oh, my concern has always been that you two might get hurt. I've decided to join Liz in searching for her memories. I shall accompany her until we find the truth. However, Neural, the time will come when I need you to protect Liz in my stead. I know. I'll protect and fight for more than just Liz. Shining, I'll stand for you as well. Yes, we have always stood by each other. The followers are as one. My oath remains unchanged. Margaret Neural and her sword staff will be there for you whenever needed. Then why didn't you come home during my summons? The sword staff sweeps wide. A dazzling radiance repels a crowd of foes. Every single Confessarius here is a powerful foe. So that's why you weren't willing to spar with me, Shining. We've saved quite a lot of money for Rhodes Island. Our greatest foe lies ahead. Alright, let's sell this quickly. What a farce. Careful. Huh, ha. I can take it. Shining, my shield will protect you. You need only advance. A torrent of witchcraft washes towards them. Margaret's radiance is suppressed. Kui stands atop the steps, day and night surging with his palm. So this is the help you found. Wait, what do you think our ceremonial altar is? A meadow for Karanta to frolic in? So our arts can momentarily block my influence. And what of it? Your swordplay and arts all come from me. You can't even harm me unless I let you. Well, then we'll have to... Cough, cough. Well, there's a few ways to get around it. There are some ways to... We just need to make sure the alternative is even worse somehow. Everything is slowed down? His arts can affect perception of time, or is it something else? Shining! Oh crap, if he has time dilation, that's gonna be a real pain to deal with. I'm alright. Your shield. It's the first crack on this new shield of mine, but no matter, I'll mend it with arts. A knight's shield will never weaken when protecting someone in need. What a detestable light. Puny little foal, I've killed so many Pegasi like you that I've stopped counting. I've smeared their golden blood on the walls of my Casdel so that my city would look as if it was forever bathed in the radiance of dawn, and the descendants would understand Casdel's not a domain they can invade as they please. We're not in Casdel, and you're not some kind of homeland hero either. Heroes shed their own blood to clear the way for others. But you, all I see is your path to ascension, drenched in blood, tears, and bones of others. Right, all he's done is use others as a step stool to achieve his own ascension. Heroes. I've decided long ago to stop being one. The hero people sing and praise, but is as fleeting as the sand. No matter how I try to master the time I have, it does not stop for me. I will die, and the city I build will collapse. My beloved people will only be compelled to continue wandering. This hopeless cycle torments every Sarkaz, including me. And as sovereign, I have the responsibility and power not to change my people's fate at the source. As long as Sarkaz need no longer lie prostrate before beasts like you, as long as my Casdel stands everlasting through days and nights. All the light around them rushes towards Kui's palm as he speaks. Margaret's ults and the arts of Confessari, even little sunlight straying through the dense clouds. In his palm form floats a crown of thorns as impenetrable as the darkest night. Nightingale floats up from the stone bed, her eyes still shut, her limbs lack strength, but her arms involuntarily open. When the last light's been caged, the crown will fall onto his head. Liz! Shining! Follow my light! Save her! Right. A sharp light tears a path through the witchcraft barrier. Shining arrives before her Kui. Night descends like a cage, and the only light coming from her blade. The soul glimmers from the tip of her sword. I think I mentioned before, but I really am glad this chapter has really gotten us to into the action. The last couple chapters have suffered from feeling like just setup after setup after setup. Granted, most of them do have a clear arc they're going, like how chapter 11 was specifically to get the Sigh of Kings. Of course, chapter 10 was to set up with Hillock. Was the Hillock incident that was the precursor to all this, but ties in later. So those I'm fine with. I think it's mostly the... Yeah, and chapter 12 was when they started getting the, No, wait, no, County Luck was chapter 9. Yeah, 10 was the, canon gimmick. 11 was the... Alright, well, that's when everything started. 11, as I said, was to get the Sigh of Kings. 12 was when the workers finally rose up, and 13, well, I guess the reason I felt bad was because the recent one, 13, really did feel like mostly just setup. I mean, it did have a bit. It did end with us getting our hands on the bone ship, the Farron skeleton, but that one's also been kind of minor. It's been kind of just minor in this chapter, if we're honest. But I'm glad everything else is coming to a head here. Liz, I'll return the true memories I once took from you. No fields, woods, streams, no flower wreaths, only a girl huddled in a dark corner. The entire room serves as her cage, and she cannot tell day from night, because she is merely a manufactured and empty shell. With no consciousness or knowledge of pain and fear, she reacts to no arts inflicted on her at all, until... In my obsession with exploring the soul, I left some unnecessary vestiges in you when carving yours. You're awake. You're starting to have emotions and respond to them. The experiment will continue. I have to. Create some illusions. Flip the newborn soul with memories fabricated by arts. Philip. the newborn soul, to cover up the truest, scariest ones. I think you should feel a little better at least. You will feel truly alive, as if you experienced at least a bit of warmth. No, perhaps it was escapism. As long as I lost myself in those holy trusting eyes, I didn't have to confront the cruelty of what I'd done to her. Yeah, I guess Shining decided it's time to allow Nightingale to know her true memories, as painful as they are, because only by giving her those can she truly move forward. I'm sorry. You should have remembered, Liz. You must remember we promised to each other. A blue foul beast emerges from the darkness. Gigantic gray white eyes stare at Shining, and a tear slowly falls. The girl in the air floats down. Shining and Margaret hear Nightingale's voice simultaneously in the frozen time. I remember, Shining. You took me out of the darkest rooms and we escaped. You accompanied me everywhere in search of medical help. And then we met Neural, and two became three. We went many places and saved many people. You often sighed with knitted brows in the middle of the night. But once I opened my eyes, you shifted the warmest tone I know and told me about beautiful things I missed on our journey. Neural tried to teach me how to dance a few times, told me how to hold me and spin until I couldn't move anymore. The two of you would help me, taking turns carrying. When I'm at your side, it's as if I can really fly. I'd sing every time we touch, but I don't think I can sing very well. Two of you made what I am now. I'm a member of the Followers, and a healer. I'll protect you both as well, and fight alongside, to sever the gravest sins, to save those shrouded in eternal night. This is what the three of us promised each other. Ooh. Have I mentioned how much I've been loving the artwork of the chapters lately? Nightingale lands on the ground. Her staff and body emit an immense light. A gigantic cage appears and catches Kui's body within. Ugh. The soul was completely under my control. Why is this cage? I have a name. I am Liz, and I am your enemy. Kui, I'm stopping you because I don't agree with a single word you've said. You... Go, Liz. Shining, Neural. Shining grips her sword tight. Margaret tosses her sword staff at its round target, the crown of thorns revolving in Kui's hand. The trio are in complete sync with their thought and actions. What? Grab the flickering sliver of the soul before day and night take control once more. A long path of blood is the only crack before her eyes. I found it, the essence of your soul. Kui, what this body will become, I am unconcerned. If blood does control my will, then Liz and Neural will pass judgment on me in my stead as I am now. But I will not be your puppet. I will not conquer or rule in your name. Until death, I will be free. Free? You speak of freedom. Shall we give it a go, then? Kui, we are not so easily parted. Try again to leave my side. Try and see how long you can run from me. I will run no longer. Rather, I'll grant you an eternal death. Shining, retreat! Moonlight above the tree tumbles down the cliff, and the ground violently rumbles as if about to turn itself upside down. The altar crumbles, and thick golden originium liquid gushes from the cracks. A figure appears without anyone noticing. He does not move fast, but manages to appear just in time to block Kui from the followers. We should leave. Your Highness? Ah, so it's you. Who's there? Followers, is it? In this era where valor is scarce, your radiance bedazzles. We shall meet again. While Koa and Kui's figures blend the remains of the altar, the other confessaries follow suit. The crown of thorns shot out from his hand earlier suddenly spins, turns to a pitch-black shadow that flies upward. The shard. In the eye of the storm. Is that the Anonym that mentioned it over the comms? Dr. Cal said the doctor and the others. Will they make it in time? Shining, anything feel off? I'm alright. This blood curse is indeed complicated. Wait, Liz, Liz! Liz, no. Your soul wasn't complete. Did you fracture? When you resisted? Shining, Neural. I'm here. I've always been here, Liz. Yes, I'm alright. You two have protected me for so long, and now it's my turn. After all, these enemies use a lot of arts. I want the three of us to always... together. Liz, Come on, Shining, we'll treat her together. Shining? It's futile. Our arts can't heal such a grievous wound on her soul in this environment. Liz is unique, both in body and soul. Her birth was coincidental. No, I'd rather call it a miracle. That's right, it wasn't supposed to come... She wasn't supposed to come alive and self-aware, and yet she did. Oh, then we'll first leave this place and then plan our next move. What about Quee? Do we just let him go? His fate means nothing to me compared to Liz's safety. He means nothing to me now. Let's return. Yes, together. Leader. Furious roaring. Quee has failed to cage the Black Crown. The altar's power is weakened. I can work through its influence now. The altar's upper layer is breaking apart. Amiya, focus your attacks on the blood of the Tikas. Right. Yes. You, the King of Sarkaz, has already sentenced me to death. This is nothing new to me. You're clearly in pain. You revere Quee, but he left you behind like nothing. He treats you just like how you treat those chimeras. Exactly the same. Don't waste your breath, so-called King of Sarkaz. My feelings are nothing special. The Confessari are of the leader's blood, though some are born more perfect than others, like Quee. Oh, that's the like Shining. Still, others like myself were never in the running to be chosen at all, but I've never envied her. We only stand in a spot befitting us best. We were supposed to be inseparable. We are all limbs of the same body. There's no other group capable of performing unprecedented miracles like we Confessari can. You sure are dedicated. I'm curious, is there nothing you're strongly attached to? Doctor, would you not make the same choices I have for your life's work, for those dear to you, those who fought by your side the whole time? Whether it be under the control or influence, it does not matter. To reach our origin and create a completely new future. Babel did in fact have the Doctor choose the priestess ultimately. But that's all been erased now. The Doctor now is a completely different person. One can only wonder what would the Doctor leave his future self knowing, that it won't be him, but basically another person forced to live through your own mistakes. That's all I want. I can't let you get close to the blood of Tikaz. Oh. A black line pierces Salus's body once again and strikes the altar's core at the same time. The blood of Tikaz stills. I'm so close. Amiya, stop her. She's gonna ignite it. It's fine, it's fine. My body is just like a monster's. She stretches out a broken hand towards a drop, a curse only the Confessari inflicted on the soul upon blood and flesh. It'll probably be a complete death this time. Before the leader, before Quee, before all my family, I'll take the first step into the future I yearn for. Salus smiles and throws herself into the heart. The blood of the Tikaz boils. A giant crimson vortex appears. In that moment, Amiya feels as if she's being watched by Quee, by the crowned without names, and the howling myriad souls, the one she is most familiar with. Nerissa! Anonymous. Salus used her own blood to complete the ceremony. Quick, get away from the altar!
Ensuring the harvest isn't easy. I hope to pass on the torch of our ideals.
And basically my current strategy for pulling units is basically just straight up don't pull banners. Free pulls aside, of course. And, just save for someone relevant coming up. I try to run a Rabbit Knights team, but as you can imagine, it's not really a legitimate, Species Knights team, because their only 6-star is Rey, who is not an all-rounder. She is very much a nuker and binder. But I guess having a specialty is to her benefit, given the rough competition snipers have. It gives her a clear, different value compared to someone like, say, Typhon. And her raw damage per hit's about the only thing that almost any sniper has over Whistle. Tiny niches that is, unfortunately. Descent from the origin. An ancient wound reopens. Back in the day, workers began working. Now I'm descent. At least I do it right. Aim at the enemy and then, whoa. Bloody hell. Relax, Tommy. It's not much different from the machines you worked in day after day, in that both can make a mess out of you in an instant. Just remember to keep the safety engaged with not using it. Sadly, my old woman voice basically just sounds like a witch, an actual witch. I guess Catherine will have to be a witch. Where did that white-haired feline get all this stuff with things the way they are now?
Well, look at the cough cough.
Catherine?
I'm fine, chronic stuff. Look at the dust on these weapons. They're brand new, but they've been in storage for a while. This isn't the standard issue military stuff, more like custom weapons for special operations. They weren't made by Londinium's factories. Looks like the Milscar's more than just your average gangster.
Do you mean she's an informant for somebody big? So she's willing to trade weapons with us because...
Oh, don't expect to play an important role in their games. These are probably meant for someone else, and she came with only after those original plans had fallen through. Or maybe Milscar raided some Duke's secret arsenal and decided to share with people in need. Who knows? Whatever she's after doesn't matter for us. We're just taking things one step at a time.
Yeah, for better or for worse, we're in an any port in a storm situation. We don't have the luxury of asking questions or being picky. Not when these guys are quite literally in the middle of a war zone that is actively going on as we speak. Well, as they're speaking, I should say. We've sent a few scouts out since the sky turned red. For some reason, all the Sarkaz soldiers seem to pull at a Highbury.
That doesn't make Mir safe. Quite the contrary. It means the Sarkaz don't care about managing the city anymore. Factories, production lines, none of these matter.
I had a look at the Magna Borough yesterday. It's been turned to a huge art circle. Hundreds, if not thousands, are trapped with their strange witchcraft, fueling the Sarkaz altars. At this rate, it won't be long before it's our turn. What are you planning? Should we get that thing we've been building out there?
Oh, don't be silly. Just because you've got some decent gear doesn't mean you've suddenly become a commando. We have a few decent weapons that allow us to defend ourselves if the Sarkaz come for us, and no more than that.
We must wait for an opportunity. When do you think this is going to come, though? Who are you? How'd you get this place?
I've seen your clothes. You went to all that effort to sneak into Londinium at a time like this, even investigating our background. What do you need with a few old workers now? Reunion?
The 13th ventilation tunnel's running. There are marks on the 54th ropeway. I suggest you double check. If we can find it, so can the Sarkaz. 9. We still don't entirely know the details about what 9's after. We know some broad strokes, but not the specifics, if I remember right. Oh, and my name's 9, by the way. And yes, I'm with Reunion.
Well, thanks for the heads up. Did you come all this way beneath Londinium just to tell us this?
We want to know how long you plan to wait. We have folks who used to work in Sudian Borough. They say the workers of Londinium were always proud that they built this great city. It has never truly belonged to you, past or present. Madam Catherine, your condition...
I've heard the stories. I'll give you credit where it's due, but spare me the crap about the non-infected taking everything from you. I'm not interested. What are a few rocks here and there in today's Londinium? We have a lot more to worry about. You know, like the Sarkaz literally killing us in the streets. And I do mean quite literally, because previous chapters have had them doing that. Not even just for a demonstration, sometimes straight up for kicks. True, infected or uninfected, none of that matters in Londinium now. So are you planning to take back the city? From all who stood idly by while this happened? From the people who allowed things to get to this point? Wait, what did you say?
Londinium is filled with originium dust. Many will become sick and die because of it. The culprit will be made to pay whoever they are, and whether they have rocks growing out of them or not. Reunion won't wait at the finish line. Not anymore. Wait, you're... Hey, Tommy, remember me? Mayor, I thought you got sick and... Oh, so that's how you ended up with Reunion. Well, I'm back. Here, Oriopathy prevention pills. Take one per day. There's only so much you can do, though, so pray your luck's good. You guys, tell you the truth. Your look when you left the factory, I thought you have loved nothing more than for all of us to become infected like you. Maybe I really did at the time, but it wasn't you who lost me my job, and it wasn't Catherine either. I know you lot tried to put in a good word, but those were the rules. Maybe not anymore, though. There's a lot we can help with, using and maintaining equipment, operating in high originium environments, tactics, covert operations, anything you need. We'll help you liberate this place if you'll let us. For the people who saw all this is nothing more than the price of business.
Well, we'll take the city back, with or without you, 9 of Reunion. But we look forward to working with you.
Yeah, like I just said, beggars can't be choosers. Reunion isn't as powerful as it once was, but it's also not as corrupt as it once was, thanks to Tallulah being ousted as leader. At the very least, it seems like 9 is a lot more reasonable to work with. Nathaniel, a distant voice. Mother. My child. Ah, so I was right. It was his mother from the last part. Have you come to see me off? Oh, you're badly hurt, my child. I did all I could, but I'm still lost. I have no regrets about the path I chose, nor doubts about the ideals I believed in. But I'm sorry to have let you down. Oh, why do you say that? You defeated so many powerful foes. How long has it been since the court of Banshees had a warrior and sovereign so strong and steadfast? The court is proud of you, and so am I, even if you reject the traditions of the royal court. Oh, thank you. Ask one last thing. Please sing an elegy for me. Wait, Mother? Oh, not so fast, my lazy boy. It's not bedtime quite yet. Oh, but I'm rise and shine, Nathaniel. Up yet, sleepyhead? Wait, Mother? Good, you still recognize my voice. How about a kiss for your dear mother on the cheek? It's been so long after all. I don't think this strange contraption. Wait, you were always by my side? Me? Oh, of course not. A mother should let her son roam free once he's all grown up. Just a little token of love to record important moments in your life for me. Yeah, I think I mentioned, but the new robot they added for this chapter, it's the dossier on it does say that it was built by his mom so that he wouldn't feel lonely, but I should have realized there would be a bit more to it than that. But I will say, I was a little surprised it recorded not just your performance in battle, but you putting this outfit on. I know, Her Highness Theresa liked it this way, but never mind, as long as you like it. Oh, you're bothered by what I'm wearing? Well, in this device of yours? Isn't that adorable? A banshee should value her words rather than waste them on disputing the aesthetics of Gadget. How could you say that? Think of all the love your mother and sisters put in it. Is this how you pay our affection? Smack. Thank you, Mother. Go, your friends are waiting. I'm so proud of you. Intimidating roar. It's a dead end. Sheer cliff ahead. Well, as long as it's not the sheer cold attack, we should be fine. Or the sheer heart attack. Or the... yeah, I'll stop now. Wait, from the shard. What's that? We're too late. The last vestige of the TCAS fades away. But it had gotten an answer, a recognition response. Oh boy, this is getting bad. The Eye of Sauron has opened. For real this time. The sensation was subtle at first, but the clouds no longer converge upon the pinnacle of the shard, replaced by something else. The branches and vines begin to bear a red fruit. It's a bizarre scene, but somehow it inspires comfort rather than fear, as though this is how it should be, how it's always been. The world seems to have always been like this. All that has happened is that someone had removed the back cover of the clock by accident, revealing the springs and gears underneath. Originium is an integral part of Terra's ecology. Originium in the atmosphere bring about catastrophe, and the body cause sickness. Even insects know to cover themselves in hard shells of Originium. The coexistence of Originium and Terra is an immutable law, just like how two parallel lines can never intersect. Where did the Originium come from? The Sarkaz claim to be the most ancient of the ancient races. And to an extent that's true, but there's one even older than they. Has Anonym descended after all? The Confessori's control over Anonym exceeds our expectation. We're one step too late. Can the Sai of Kings still fight it? No. Anonym brings far more than catastrophe. It's far more than a weapon. It's not just the origin of the Sarkaz. In fact, one could say it's the source of everything in Terra. This may be the greatest crisis we've ever seen, and maybe the greatest Terra's ever seen. Well, we need to find a way out. We can ask if we can stop it, but we need to find a way out. Well, first of all, it might be important to know if we can stop it, just because if it can't be stopped, then there's nowhere we can run. The life bone. W's there. We can seek the Pharaoh's help. Let me get in touch with W. No, I'm not getting through. Hello, hello, finally. Bunny, where? Almost. Manfred, Hodor, agreed time. W, they're alive, but the inference is too strong. Try to take off, W. Wait, where? How did... Find where the biggest commotion is, and that's where we are. I guess that would be the best way to... That would be the best way to put it, yeah. Lost contact. What do you mean by commotion, Doctor? Originium's everywhere here, and what catches W's attention more than anything else? Unreasonably risky, but I guess worth a try. Yeah. At the end of the day, we can use it as a signal flare. 12 hours ago. 58 hours in the operation. Sir, we've taken control of the Lifeboat Central area. Examine the skeleton and eliminate any resistance. Tell Nadine to clean up any remaining mercenaries outside. Leave no survivors. Set up defenses around the skeleton and rig it with explosives. Wait, do you mean to... Yes, sir. The blood reaches Manfred's feet. He takes one glance at the body on the ground, then turns and leaves the room. Well, shame to lose Hoderer. I never did pull him. What to do with the mercenaries we captured in the lifeboat, sir? Is this all of them? Yes, sir. Many of them previously served the military commission. Kill them all. Yes, sir. Show yourself. General Manfred. Paprika, was I supposed to see you here? I was captured by the mercenaries while transporting a shipment. I had to protect my squad. That doesn't explain why you didn't respond when the military commission attacked the skeleton. And what were you doing hiding here? I was afraid. Afraid. Your previous mission's over, Paprika. Your new mission is to execute these traitors of the military commission. But they're prisoners. They're completely defenseless. As warriors, the traitors the cause. As mercenaries, they've unilaterally broken their contract. One way or another, they must pay the price. But they're in no position to resist anymore. They're not a threat. That's the... Meaning, is this all this killing? Did you say yourself you want as many Sarkas to go home as possible? I gave you a chance, Paprika. I've been very patient. You're not the first one to disappoint me today. General, the engineers examined the lifeboat, and the structure is largely intact. The mercenaries don't have a means to make direct modifications. However, we found a large amount of explosives that were not set by us. Explosives? Unable to reach Lieutenant General Nadine, sir. Wait, what? Oh hey, that hard-headed Hoderer sure can come in useful once in a while. You really did lead the attack squad, Manfred. Is this our first formal meeting? I guess I should introduce myself. I'm from Babel, and I'm here to take your life. You can call me W, a mercenary from Hoderer's squad. You came back to die. Die? Have you thought for a moment why your attack has gone a little too smoothly? Where do you think all the mercenaries went? Who's surrounded now? You think that this rabble can stand against the soldiers of the military commission? Well, yes, actually. Quite easily, in fact. I hope your bones are as hard as your words, because I'll blow your head off before the soldiers can even knock on the door. Manfred begins to swing, but shadows entangle his feet. Then bombs explode around him before he can break free. Aim, W. Stop complaining. I told you I'm good at controlling explosions. Cough. You're trying to destroy the skeleton? Oh, is that not very convenient? I'm not sentimental like Hoderer is. I have absolutely no problem making this big pile of bones your grave. I wonder what Theris would be sadder about, losing this guy or losing his favorite foster son. You'd think I'd let you do that? Not a moment too soon. Ascalon? You look... like... The bloodied assassin steps on the foe's sword, not the slightest hint of wavering in her sleeve blade. You're not ready to kill me. Cut off this guy's golden head, Ascalon. I'll listen to anything you say for a whole year. W listening to someone, now that's a big deal. I've asked you this question before, Ascalon. What do you believe in? I believe that all differences end here and now, and this time there will be no mistake. "70 hours in the operation. Won't even let me have a breather. Crane, where are you guys? You're supposed to be guarding the top of the spine. Why do troops keep dropping down? Oh, Crane's dead. Damn, Manfred, I think I have a concussion. Ascalon, she's outside. Looks like we're gonna bring a whole bunch of dead bodies with us. Great. W, am I seeing this right? Is the nerve bundle glowing? Did the doctor's team make it? W, try to take off. Biggest commotion. They're trying to reach us. Inez, Hodor is still breathing. The bleeding stopped at least. Then wake him up and get him to put his Faramont friend to work. You're asking too much. Fine, maybe Hodor needs to lie down a little longer. Well, this guy's been lying down enough. Bonesy, wake up. How do you like this alarm clock? W, you lunatic. Hodor is wounded. explosions echo in the chamber, followed by a rumbling, muddled voice. Oh, it's you, the sarcasm historian. What happened to your face? Did your great adventure not go well? Oh, shut up. Get us out of here if you don't want your last bones blown to smithereens, and shake those royal court fleas off if you can. Oh, I forgot, my body's still there. The flea part's a little too much to ask. You all look the same size to me. I suppose we should go. The voice sighs, stirring up turbulence in the fabric of time and space. W's explosions are stronger than ever thanks to stealing those confiscatory weapons. I'm guessing that's the reason that justified her to be stronger, but I'm surprised when some of the spoilers slipped by. One that was noted, one that I couldn't avoid was that she is apparently so powerful for being the Luca, the last universal common ancestor. Basically, the last universal common ancestor is a concept. It's the idea that all living things originated from one single organism, and all of them split out from there. Kind of like Mew from Pokemon. A lot of people mistakenly consider Mew to be a Pokemon god, but no, it was always the Luca. Hence why it was, even from the start, it was directly stated to have the DNA of all other Pokemon from it. This round is mine. I have no intention of gloating. It took too much time and you've never been so weak before. The previous battle's taken its toll on you, and this type of operation is not your forte. Cough. We both missed opportunities. A new Casdell is complete. You know that, Ascalon. You know that you're fighting against our own future. But it looks like that, I guess that person must have used, translating correctly or something. Because, well, obviously, we just saw in this chapter, it's not because W's the Luca and unleashed that, it's because she stole the Confessori's weapons. Future, you say? You say I never saw clearly what our sovereign was thinking, but I understand now. Someone will complete the work she left unfinished. Amia calls it, I will remove all obstacles that stand in their way. How blind and stubborn. Why do you not understand this was what Lady Theris' wish too? Enough. We're enemies, no more, no less. We've long passed the point of no return. The life phone is activating? How could? You failed. You can't stop us anymore. The skeleton will be destroyed. No one can threaten the future His Highness will bring to Casdell, even if neither of us will live to see it. Manfred throws down his sword and takes out the detonation switch, and he places his finger on it. Hesitation. Why? He has seen death in the eye many times. He doesn't fear it, so why does he hesitate now? With a life bone, how many people could it guide home? Ascalon throws herself at Manfred in his moment of hesitation. The two of them fall into the turbulence together. Right here, where the mountain's energy is most focused. This will cause an extreme, uncontrolled originium chain reaction. Get ready, Doctor. Here goes nothing. Ready! Black arts penetrate the mountainous originium. The collapse has begun. Run. You grab Monster's claw and actions become second nature. Her monster screeches joyfully and begins to run. Or, well, float. It doesn't exactly have any legs, you know? Actually, I don't think they ever... Yeah. Yeah, Calcit refers to Monster as her quote-unquote spine, but it's never been... I don't believe it's ever been clarified, even in the dossier, whether it's a literal part of her or just a figurative thing that she implemented there for, you know, easily carrying it around. Behind you, a terrifying roar of destructive energy running rampant. The violent chain reaction causes everything around you to tremble. Pseudorams. The legions of Nagiers follow the trembling. The Pseudorams are chasing us. Don't fight them. Don't let them bog you down. Warriors wrapped in tattered banners swarm upon you. Many swallowed up by the originium chain reaction, but even more join the ranks of your pursuers. Unhappy whining. The Pseudoram entangle Monster. You can hear their hollow breathing echo in your ear. The Nagier warriors are trying to drag all of you into the pit of death. Shadows of the conflict yield to conflict. Logos. Trust your elite operators, Doctor. They'll show up when you need them most. I know I can count on you. Don't let your guard down. I sense turmoil in the fabric of reality. The Pharaoh is coming. I will attempt to create a waypoint to help us board the skeleton. What shall I do? Jump down from the cliff? I'm beginning to regret what I just said. Time is of the essence. Dr. Amia Calcit, now, jump.
I just felt right to be all, okay, I'm beginning to regret what I just said. Drive the Faramit. I'll take the Royal Court soldiers. Am I driving? Okay, Bonesy, let's go where the biggest commotion is. There's no response. The muddled voice says nothing. Perhaps it cannot be bothered. It's not gonna send in some sort of... It's not gonna send it into the barrel of some kind of super gun, is it? The intangible tide fades. Oh, it really sent us right in the middle of an explosion. I think I'm beginning to enjoy this. Threads of silver white incantation snag the drifting Faramit, and several figures fall in the room. Bunny Banshee, you made it! Ha ha ha! We made it. It takes an explosion to catch the attention of a bomb maniac. Not bad. He actually made it out of the Confessori's evil ritual alive. Alright, what's the situation? Bonesy's fine, as you can see. Hoderer took a hit from Manfred's sword, but he's still breathing. As for the others... I don't see Ascalon anywhere. We found no trace of Ascalon or Manfred on the skeleton. She got tangled with Manfred and didn't make it in time when the skeleton took off. Ascalon's ability is beyond question. You can trust her as you can trust me. Crying won't change anything. We have stuff to do. What's the next step? We've already drawn too much attention. We need to drift. Now. Got it. Faramit drift time. Time to play the Eurobeat. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm really not a fan of this particular event's gimmick. I wanted to save my opinion until a bit later. I wasn't a fan of it right away, but I figured I should give it a number of chapters here, see how I feel. But it's been, what, 12, 13 missions, but I think my issue is that it's true damage and not, flat true damage. So all you can do is just use raw healing for it, or deal with it. I think the intent was that you can use it against enemies as easily as you could use it against, your own team, but... like, not this one. What was it? Yeah, this one I found harder than the others. I think what this one meant for me to just have a pusher to put the altar in the on the deployable point and have a pusher shove it all the way over or to the middle there so that the enemies will all get melted by it without my units taking any damage. It's neat, but... I don't know how to put into words, I guess. Lots of Akitan this time around. I must say, I'm really loving Thorns' module. I'm glad I got as many of the Lord Guard modules as I possibly could. Sadly, I ran out of bricks before I could get Silver Ashes, which is why you can see his missing. The Sarkaz with white hair stands alone in the shard. Really? Honestly, it looks more like pink hair to me. Or maybe I'm just biased for it. This is not quite the front, but the sounds of the war pass the valley and walls, through crystalline storms and blood-drenched fields and into his ears. Originium guns bring a rain of death, and the military casters recite incantations. The tanks run over the tides of crystals, sword clash, and break against each other until they sink in the mud. He has heard this din for centuries, and it's never changed, but this time he brought it to the one-time oppressors. The Emperor of Ursus has refused to meet our envoy. They continue to see Kazdal as an independent, hostile regime. No response yet from the envoy Sargon. The Lithuanian Kurfist that we reached out to is receptive to further communication. The Dukes clearly intend to attack following the appearance of the Golden Light. Our lines are falling back. The voice on the terminal continues to report latest developments on each front to the orchestrator of this war. Those who refuse to yield stand up on the scales, tipping them from side to side. Thoris's back remains straight at all times. It's been a long time since he allowed himself the luxury of fatigue, but the past does not go away easily, be it lives taken or lives saved. He's never forgotten the burden upon his shoulders, especially as it grows increasingly more heavy. Your Highness, news from the front. The Realm Blade of Victoria has been activated. They've suppressed Anonym. We're under pressure. General Manfred was unable to retake the life bone. Who controls the skeleton now? I was at last spotted. Mercenary squad. Confessorius reports say the core members of Rhodes Island upon it. Rhodes Island. That one must also be there. Theresis was ultimately responsible for Theris's death, for his sister's death, but the doctor's the one who allowed... Lifebone's next course of action is uncertain. It represents a threat to both the airship and the shard. It is of no concern. Trust in Theresa. If they dare approach, my sword will render the judgment I promised. The sky of Londinium burns red. The ever-present dark clouds are no more. Supported by countless branches, the massive crystals look like newly born fruit. All is ready. But now and only now does he not want to think about the future. The airship's long orbiting and searching has come to an end. The massive structure of witchcraft once again passes over above the shard. He knows this will be the last time. Sarkaz with the long white hair stands alone in the halls of the ship. She finally averts her gaze from the shard. She no longer sees the figure. Theresa cast her eyes forward towards the shadow of the airship, towards the land she had seen so many times. Sorrow and despair continue to spread. Has anything truly changed from when she left Kazdel? A deep voice echoes around her. It is the master of the ship. I sense it, Theresa. The king continues to pursue us. They've never given up easily. Ha. The Revenant speaks no more. The airship accelerates one last time. Yeah, the Revenant is basically a ghost possessing the airship, so... And actually, it might be more accurate to say the ghost is the airship. Because it's what's running the whole thing. The origin is close at hand, but an intangible wave strikes, space and time roiling around the ship. They come. The spark will burn for us until there's nothing left to burn. Let's see how far they can truly go. Is this really how you drive this pile of bones? Did Hodor or seriously convince Bonesy here to help us for real? You'll have to ask him. Ask him, he can barely speak right now. Then trust him. Hope he didn't mess up the steps. Say, now that we have Bonesy back, it's time to put Plan A into action, fill this big guy with explosives, and bomb the shard and Theresis all the way back to Kazdel? There's something a bit more important right now. What's the status of Anonym? Yeah, even if we took them all out, if Anonym's still coming, then that's not going to solve anything. Outside the windows, the storm has stopped, but the sky remains an ominous red. Anonym floats directly above the shard like a gaping wound in the sky. The airship is headed towards the ancient ruins that should never have existed, towards the greatest secret of Terra. It's headed for Anonym. Theris is never used in battle. There's only one explanation. The mission is more important than that of a weapon. Its mission is more important. Does he intend to ram that piece of Originium with the airship? What's inside Anonym? She means that we need to deal with the airship before we kill Theresis. Am I right, old hag? Yes. Then we'll take it down. Then who's flying the airship? Who would Theresis trust it with? I think, unfortunately, we know the answer even if we hadn't been seen. I can feel it. Theris is in there, isn't she? Yes. We'll undoubtedly have to face her if we pursue the airship. We must be ready. Ha! Is that what you're about to say? We must be ready to kill her? If necessary. Clap, clap, and I thought you two got along. Are you always weighing things like this, Calcit? You'd kill anyone for civilization and for this great land, even Theresa. I'm not like you, though. I'll save her from the myriad souls and end it all. If you won't do it, I will. Just wait and see. This isn't going to be another betrayal. Doctor, I believe you're in the best position to keep a cool head here. Will you take command of the operation? Leave it to me. Talk is cheap. How do we take the airship? This pile of bones doesn't have nearly enough firepower. We will take it in literal sense by transporting the entire airship with a life bone. Really, the airship looks like it's about the same size as Bonesy here. Since when did you get so radical? We don't have the luxury of playing it safe. This is our last chance. Worth a try. It's the only way. I'll cover for the skeleton against the airship's guns. Bring the skeleton to contact with the ship and we might have a chance. I'll trust the doctor. I can help with Logos, if everyone agrees. Bring Lifebone to just above the airship, W. Ha! Think I'd be scared? Wake up, Bonesy. We're leaving. Hang on. The illusions vanish and the ripples cease. In the blink of an eye, they find themselves atop. Oh, look out! The devastating beam of witchcraft streaks across the sky, sending destructive energy through anything it touches. The airship is reacting fast. It was ready for us. Just as the beam is about to annihilate the target, silvery incantations float up and pull the great wave of witchcraft. All arts shall follow only the path I assign.
The destructive energy is deflected, passing through the gaps of the Faramut skeleton, leaving only a deep scorch mark on bleached bones. The energy dissipates, and the main battery's salvo is coming to an end. The array in the airship has greatly amplified the power of Revenant witchcraft. We cannot take another hit. We must close the distance before they fire again. Countless witchcraft drones and bloodied witchlings take flight. They all rush towards the skeleton. They sure shot first without asking questions, and here I thought this pile of bones was precious to them. Does Theris plan to vaporize us with it? A little further, W. Lifebone can't link up with the airship at this distance. Taking too much fire to make a smooth approach? We'll have to do it the fun way. Take this. Now this is really cool key art, or key art, I think it's called. A loud boom and a loud wail. The massive skeleton smashes into the airship's armor. Blue and purple nerve bundles stretch out, clinging to anything they touch, winding themselves around the airship. Fragile bone plates shatter and fall, disappearing among the branches and vines. The Revenant roars, raging at the shackles, the audacity, and the impudence. Every Sark has heard the cry of the Revenant in their hearts before they ever set foot on the airship's deck. Who do you think you're trying to stop? The Revenant never wavers. Got it, we have the airship. Alright, start drifting, W. Take the airship with us. I don't take orders from you, I know what to do. Your turn, Bonesy. Move it. Hey, why aren't you moving? Hello, anybody home? Knock, knock. The Faramut skeleton's badly damaged. Its soul seems to have wandered off again. Now, of all times? It's a skeleton that's getting dragged away. What do we do, Doctor? Boarding action. We'll just take the airship ourselves. Wow, your tactics really are getting bold. I'm nearly impressed. Amia, Calcit, you know the Revenant better than anyone else. I'm ready. W, your bombs work better behind enemy lines. As if I didn't know. Logos, protect the lifebone. I can prevent any enemy from approaching it for 30 minutes. You'll need to come with us to the airship, Doctor. I will. No hesitation or questions. It's not the time for those. Stow the small talk. Make up your minds. Let's go. We'll slide over this bunch of nerves, Bunny. Don't let these witchlings hit you. I'll intercept any stray projectiles. Dr. Calcit will clear the place to land. Be careful. Monster. Roar. Hang on, Doctor. There are some things only you can control. You may be our last hope in this darkest hour, just as you used to be. Only after Babel do we truly understand what she means by those words. Monster grabs you and leaps down. A feeling of weightlessness makes you uneasy, with the raging winds forcing your eyelids shut. In the distance, you can hear Logos' incantations, W's laughing, and the explosions from the Sarkaz drones being shot down. You feel your weight return as someone grabs your hand. Doctor, we're here. Looks like an old friend's come calling. This ship is a Revenant, right? Looks like it doesn't like people standing on its head. Strange shadows seep out from the metal walls, filling every corner of the deck. It's like the slight tremors of the movement echo the breath of the Revenant. The Revenant's work. It's expecting us. It won't let us stop easily. Well, then we'll just pummel it until it stops. This time I brought bombs more than enough. High altitude interception.
Plotted schemes.
Prison Soul Remnant attack steel arts can pick up and retain but 3 soul maelstroms. When carrying them, expends all to deal continuous to the target. Units in a line. That's a spinning top. Right, I need the this
Finish
guy.
construction of the refinement system. Deployment point.
I'll do my best to keep everyone safe.
Oh dear,
Tell me what you require.
that's not
I
helping,
will
is it?
deliver.
Yeah, you'll hear from me as needed. Got my bolts kitted. Point where I'm cleaning up. Thread at my position.
Yeah, have Ray take that thing out immediately. That's gonna help. Oh, it's right, and this is arts damage, so let's do it
Not
with
my
this way.
wrist, big boys.
Standing by.
Yeah, let's get another healer here just to be safe.
Is that all you got? Standing by.
Darn it. And as per usual, we're gonna get Shu up here.
Roar. Alert.
The treatment will be done in no time.
This battlefield would do well with a splash of ink.
I think, yeah, she can hit that far back.
I'm rather attached to you. Most of the time. Point where I connects as far as you go.
Ray can handle these. Yeah, these guys aren't really a threat anymore. I'm not worried. Yeah, I forgot to activate Thorns' ability the first time, so that took way longer than it should have.
Sun's out. What a beauty. Sand beast, let's get home.
Pretty good random drops too, not bad. It's not something to expect, but it's nice when it does happen. Soul Maelstrom defense increased. Keep your focus as you dash the cold steel skeleton. Ooh. Yeah, I don't mind using another stamina potion. I'll just use this one, yeah. I think Ray's fine. Her high damage should prevent any dangerous situations. And Lumen's raw healing should theoretically be enough. Thinking about it, I could probably drop in Bagpipe and then have a really good DP generation,
Let's get
but...
this over with. Fine visibility. I can see more than just danger.
Stop! I mean, stop! Until we can confirm that this area is safe, I will hold this position.
Yeah, you'll hear from me as needed. Got my bolts kitted.
It's fine, as long as...
Thread at my position.
Ray, take these guys out immediately.
Not anymore soon.
Oh boy, I don't like that
Got
thing.
my bolts kitted.
Tell me what you require. Until we can confirm that this area is safe, I will hold this position.
Roar. A word I've not heard in a long, long time.
Finally.
I guess I can whittle away at it with Yato a little bit.
At your disposal. You can do this. Here, first step is a deep breath.
Tell me what you aimed at the wind. We took and soared through the skies.
Standing by.
Tell me what you require, and I will deliver. Very well.
Point where I'm cleaning up. Thread at my position.
Alright, let's have Ray take out
Not
that guy
anymore
there.
soon.
If I were flee, it's no use. Finally, am I up?
Oh, my body burns at over 1,400 degrees.
There we are, that's one down.
Am I up?
Got my
Ray,
bolts.
activate
Thread
your
at my
power.
position. Yeah, not anymore soon.
I might be able to hit it. Silver Ash, can you hit it? Looks like I can, yeah, so let's do that. Precisely that.
I will see it's no use.
There we are.
Standing by.
I wasn't supposed. Branch and bone bear weeds. Mounds and ruins bloom fields.
Got my bolts, I'm hearing movement.
There we go.
Mission accomplished.
As per usual, Ray handles it. Alright, any more weird shadows that want to get blown to pieces? Scree. Well, shit, there actually is one. Cutting down their numbers is most likely pointless, W. They're simply the projections of the Revenant's power. So long as the Revenant dwells in the ship, there's no end to its creations. This is nothing more than a means to buy time. Then how about I blow a couple more holes in the Revenant until it decides to come out of hiding? I'm afraid that won't work. This whole ship is nothing but the Revenant's husk. Even if you destroy the outer shell or blow it, the Revenant would still be able to keep it running with witchcraft. Yeah, like I said, the Revenant is the ship. It would only temporarily keep it functional, but be more than enough to take them to Ananam. To completely stop the airship, we must find and destroy the Revenant's core. Gotta say, we Sark has some really weird shit. Keeps you up at night. Can't we take care of this with a bomb? The firepower of an entire fleet's main guns might break through the outer shell, stopping it from operating, even using witchcraft. Alright, let's go look for the core then. One day I'm gonna get myself a cannon. How do we find that? I'm not certain. As to the true core of the airship, it's almost certainly protected under layers of defenses, hidden away carefully in some cabin. So like a flackyary. Phylactery. However you pronounce it. We'll only uncover it by infiltrating deeper in the ship. This also means our enemies will defend it much more easily. There's no time. Is the Revenant privy to everything about the airship? Theoretically, but the airship is also large in size, so its attention is limited. It might also be prone to tunnel visioning. We don't know it on a personal level. Ina's been on the ship, and she still got out here with that scratch, didn't she? Well, it could also be because she's not a real sarcasm and can't feel the mental pressure the Revenant lays on. We must find a way to distract the Revenant. Doctor, you mean? Well, somebody's hurting real bad, they won't notice. When somebody's hurting real bad, they won't notice an insect crawling up their pants. W, need your help. Oh, come clean. Is this a trap you're setting up for a long time and you're only telling about it now? No one makes a ruckus better than you. Guilty as charged. Alright, buy some time, then buy some more. Let me get one thing clear, though. I'm not your bait this time. If the Revenant's really sharper than we thought. You wink at Amia, who stares blankly before nodding. Light it up, W. That enough of a ruckus for you? Alright, you insects, don't get spotted too easily. Not until you find her. Doctor, Amia, we'll enter the airship with the opening W made. Stay close. This is our one and only chance. It's empty. It seems the military commission has already evacuated all the passengers. They knew how dangerous this mission would be. Cal said if the airship's really going to collide with Anon, and what happens? Anon will assimilate all information that it comes in contact with. That includes materials, organic or not, personalities, emotions, everything will become engulfed in originium. Then Theris and the Revenant? Yes, they chose to sail here, and that means they understand what that entails. What do they want with the originium? A possibility. A deep, sophisticated voice can be heard from within the cannon. And there are no signs of life. The hallway is empty as it was before. This voice. It sounds familiar. This place and voice can be heard by all. In Minoan legend, a hero stole fire for mankind, and for this he was punished by the gods and set ablaze for eternity. Very few know that this legend originated from the Sarkaz, but he is no hero. His story is therefore thereafter is unworthy of telling. Their version of the Prometheus, I suppose. This revenant. It knows us nonetheless. In just the blink of an eye, countless strange shadows fill what was an empty corridor. The revenant's words are emitted from their vibrations. That explosion was indeed cause for concern and anxiety. If it wasn't for the King of Sarkaz's reminder, I really would have forgotten all of you. Oh, how forgetful. I've remembered more than enough, but I should never have forgotten. False King, how could I have ignored your existence? Monster, get ready for battle. Amiya, protect the doctor. Immediately, a pitch-black spear solidifies at Amiya's fingertips before launching forward. However, it is swallowed whole by the walls and stairs. How can you possibly kill me when you're within me? I'm not sure if you're aware, but it's generally easier to kill things from the inside than out, especially if the outside is particularly well guarded or protected. Yeah, well protected is the word I was going for. There's too many of them. We need to move. Each and every corridor looks the same. Each and every staircase is connected to the same space. They're nothing but Revenant's blood vessels, and its will can manifest anywhere. Granted, it could be like when in that scene of that episode of Dragon Ball where they were Dragon Ball Z, where they were inside of Majin Buu, and if so, that's certainly going to be a bit difficult. It's no good. We can't shake them. Now, W. You find it difficult to keep your eyes open because of the massive explosion, but the plan continues to be executed as expected. Bunny, swap sides. Calsa, have your little pet hold on the dead weight. We need to quickly hold on this place. Suddenly I struck the bad feeling. Something's not right. W's bombs can't be this strong. Using the explosion's momentum, the corridor is being torn apart by its master's own will. You feel yourself sliding downstairs. Hey, old hag. You try your hardest to maintain your balance and look forward to where you last saw Calsa, only find she's completely engulfed by the black shadow. The Revenant itself tore the structure apart. It's trying to... A loud bang can be heard, and Amiya disappears on the other end. Little bunny, hold on. Black shadow sweeps by, separating you and W. The moment you two turn around, a sharp blade of witchcraft slices through where you were moments earlier. Impatient braying. It fails to hook on your collar and claw, and you stumble downstairs the corridor. Impatient howling. Before you crash in the center downstairs, your hand grabs you by your collar from behind. Gotcha. No, I should say you finally fell right into my hands. Creak, creak. The sound of steel being bent and twisted echoes throughout the narrow space. The ship is chewing apart the darkness inside its body. You put in quite a bit of work simply to force me into this closed-off trap, Revenant. With the way you are, have you forgotten your own name? There's no response. Creak. Nothing can be heard except the sound of metal being torn apart. Sharp debris continue to peel and tear away from the body. Calsa knows that this unknown space is anything like a magnetic field. She must be the center, pulling in all fatal threats. A threat? It seems like even though you've burned away for years, you still have some sanity left in you. But if your chaotic mind still holds a trace of memories in Kazdel, you should be well aware that the death threats are meaningless to me. Silence. But Calsa can feel the shadows will engulf her. You are still lurking in the shadows, watching, waiting for the moment to strike. No, you should know. After all, Theresa herself knows us well. You're listening, are you not, Theresa? I can feel your will in the ship. I thought you would be here waiting for me. Calsa reaches her hand to the wall to feel the life of the ship. Ice cold and coarse metal. And originium. Despite the darkness, Calcid is nonetheless able to clearly see the originium growing and assimilating everything around it, but it avoids the area her fingers touched. To think you can influence the natural growth of originium to this extent. If the originium here continues to grow, the airship will be completely crystallized by the time it crashes, and everyone inside will also. That includes me, huh? So this is what you're trying to tell me? She gets no response. The first originium, you, Theresis the Sarkaz, I used to think I knew enough about your plan, but it seems you're much further down this road than I imagined. You may have locked me away here, but I don't believe I am truly the one you should remain vigilant against. You've always been a headache, Theresa, just like in the past. Just like in the past. Theresa, as you are now, do you still believe that Terra has a future? A dark shadow extends beneath Calcid's feet. A jet black ocean gushes out, ready to engulf everything in its path in no time. I knew it. Once again, silence has returned to darkness. As you wish. You better have enough time with the dame. You'd better have enough time with the dame alone, without that one at her side. Don't disappoint me again. Don't disappoint us again. I've waited too long. I must witness this before my death. The end of suffering, Theresa.
Not bad. I see something promising you.
Rise above your obsession with the past and let it drive you forward. Oh, lovely. One of these missions. Ray might still be good, but... Actually, yeah, Dusk here. I guess this little team will have to do again. At least with the Exodia setup, it should be easy to get Ling's abilities online. This scene was so important, it was even used in a lot of the official art to promote the Babel event. In a bizarre team-up, looking for the airship's core. I've been wondering when you'd come to see me, Calcit. You came too late and you missed the most beautiful moment. The first flower that budded died last night, but look at it now. It's full of vigor still. I see no difference compared to before. Exactly, it was born from the withering, and in an instant it became so healthy and strong. Ah, if only you were here to witness for yourself this miracle, born on top of Originium. This garden, built on top of Originium, is the fruit of Theris' painstaking labor. Aside from war, the other path Theris found with the Sarkaz is close at hand. But what kind of future does this path lead to? Ever since you brought the doctor here, you've been spending more time in the garden. Babel still has a lot that needs you, our chairman, to handle, but on top of that, you were absent for today's general meeting. Not only do we have you, we also have the doctor here now to help us. It's not much of a problem if I take it easy once in a while, does it? I know you, Theresa. You're never one to joke around when it came to important business. Calcit, do you know what the doctor thinks? No. I'm not sure what you've heard, but my guess is you do not have our mutual friend's full support. I won't give up, Calcit. If this is how we're supposed to resolve the predicament the Sarkaz are facing now, I'll talk with Theresis. I'll show the path to all the Sarkaz so they know we aren't fated to live in a vicious cycle of hatred, Theresa. Calcit, please hear me out first. I know very well this could be risky, but I trust you. If you find me walking towards an uncontrollable future while I'm on this path, please pull me back. I know you can do this, even though you always keep your opinions to yourself on many things. If you want that future you're hoping for to actually come true, we'll have to earn the doctor's support. When it comes to Originium's utilization, the doctor is irreplaceable, but regardless of what awaits us at the end, I promise you, when the time comes, I'll be there by your side. Menacing growl. I got the doctor. Stop growling. Relax, I won't let go. The wind roars in your ears. Through a shattered porthole, you can see the shard and the devastated battlefield below. The ceaseless barrage of intense explosions could fling you outside at any moment, and right now, the one who's holding onto your hand is W, of all people. You don't often see W acting this serious. Anxious growl. I'm trying to think through something actually important, monster, so quit bothering me. You never really know the old hag, but she never takes her chances with you. Since she insists on bringing you along on such a dangerous boarding mission, we'll definitely need you if we want to see your highness and stop this stinking ship. Sarkaz expletive. I've got no choice but to save you now. Come on up. Thank you. Back then, nothing happened back then. Where do we go now? I can still hear the bombs ticking on my back. That's for positioning. You can think of an explosion as like a bonus function. If you got swept away, I would have had to find you. Oh shit, that reminds me. I gotta get the old hag one too. Disapproving growl. It'll be wasted on you, little freak. Now figure out which way we gotta go, you empty tin can. We don't have much time. The stinking ship's about to crash in that weird thing out there. If I have to die, it's gotta be after I meet her highness. You've been pretty antsy since we got on the ship. Oh, I saved your ass. You don't think that's me being more emotionally stable than usual? Is this because this is our first day without a third wheel? Don't you even dare try provoking me. If it wasn't a moment like this, I'd swear you wouldn't have had the chance to ask that question. Stop trying to annoy me with your dumb self-righteous interrogation. The shadows emerge from the metal. They're everywhere. The Revenant is everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. It's already made in front of W. You're a Sarkaz, too. Are you turning a deaf ear to the myriad souls, anger, and squall? You shouldn't.
Oops, my hand slipped. Right, you were saying? Hold on, I bet you're here to tell me where Her Highness is, aren't you? The sound of metal being torn apart continues. The airship is howling, nervous under your clothes. The Revenant is angry? Looks like it's really not all that rational a fella. It's a good chance. Can you find out where's the place with the most energy fluctuation on the ship right now? That should be where its core is. I don't know how to. Looks at W with a mocking expression. Hold on, maybe I can figure out which spot shows the highest change in originium concentration. Hold on, I still have an idea. Well then get on it. This asshole's even more impatient than I expected. Doesn't look like it'll wait till you're done. Ah. Hey, Shadow Freak, you know how guests are supposed to bring their host a gift when they visit? Catch. Little freak, you better keep this dipshit safe or you're gonna get yourself grounded by the old hag. High-pitched howl. This way, but the wall's so thick the bombs won't... Forgot about this guy, huh? Based on my test before, it's got more than just a thick skin. Hold on tight to it, Doctor. It'll give you to a huge fireworks show. The moment it goes off, let it shield you from the impact and take you to the other side. You got that, little freak? Excited howling. Get ready then. 3, 2, 1, boom! I'm feeling kind of dizzy. Hurry. My ears can't hear very well. Hey, Doctor, how you feeling now? I just checked the wall. Guess you guys didn't have to crash on the blast point with such perfect accuracy. Sorry for making you suffer all that for nothing. Angrily waves claws. Hey, watch your claws, little beast. This one here is no match for you. Monster, I'm okay. Let me down. You look terrible. You can drop the act in front of me. You want me to believe you can't take this much? I don't buy it. I'm worried about Calcit. If Ami's running into these things too. Hey, don't worry about I don't remember the cat lady being that fragile. She doesn't grasp for air much anymore, but she hasn't completely recovered yet. And she sent this little freak here. Dejected howl. I stop whining. It pisses me off. Look how peppy you are. It means the old hag's fine. Doctor, stop patrolling. I'm still used to the FGO story, I guess. Where they call you master. Even if you aren't a master of anything at the time. Standing in the corridor, W subconsciously looks outside the window and freezes. Let's get going. We ain't got time for sightseeing. You come to the window and look at the battlefield beneath you. The sky is lit up by the Side King's golden glow. Victoria's counterattack must have started. Hope Rhodes Island will be of help. Down there's a real hell now. No need to look anymore. Were you saddened by the battlefield? More than enough sarcasm died. Keep up. I have a lot of questions for Her Highness. Looks around in alarm. Monster attacks the ground furiously. A dark current of shadows silently appears at your feet and drags you toward the end of the hallway at incredible speed. You can feel the tip of the sharp blade. There's more than just the Revenant here. Monster, low-pitched growling. The black tide engulfs the struggling monster to keep it from moving. Sarcasm expert, trying to snatch my mark from under my eyes. Angry howling. Come back. You see a flash of light within the darkness at the end of the corridor, followed by a loud boom. The force coming from behind you is so strong it propels you out of the darkness straight to the ground. The bomb on my back? How's that? The latest propulsion unit I'm with tracking. Not bad, huh? Like I said, the explosions are just a bonus. It'll make you suffer for 2 or 3 days, though. Ha! Make a great team, don't we? You could have reminded me beforehand. Hey, it was never your call if or how we were gonna team up. Hey, you in there, you better... Bet that gave you a start too, huh? You haven't changed, W. It's the assassin. Airship operation. You cannot go any further. And you, Doctor. Wait, you're alive? Have we met before? Wait, have we met before? She remembers the day she returned to Babel. She remembers that broken door and the bloodstained logo. All those assassins hiding under their masks. They took Theris's life. That Theresa. The true Theresa. The one here is just a reanimated corpse that the Confessari haphazardly put together with memories from the myriad souls. And given a part of her still existed to say goodbye to W, it might not have even been all of her. W finds herself exceptionally calm right now. You're gonna die, and it's gonna be a really horrible death.
If we cross any farmland, watch where you step. complex environment. Don't go off on your own or you might get disoriented. Tell me what you require. Watch your step. Don't hurt the crops.
It's fine. As long as I can
Oh
muster
my.
up the courage.
Those guys are getting a lot stronger now, aren't they?
Yeah, you'll hear from me as needed.
Alright,
But my boat
this should be enough
can walk
damage,
as
and if
far
not,
as you go.
the problem will solve itself very shortly.
At your disposal.
Here we are.
Stay calm. It's a bit tricky, but as long as you give me some time.
Spring breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain.
I should probably use Yato Alter to help out here, since, yeah.
Standing by.
An entire line of them gone really is going to help. Especially, I imagine those guys were expected to be left alive for a little longer.
If I could flee it,
There we are.
use.
This battlefield would do well with a splash of ink. Let's just get this done with.
Let's increase our
It's not my
defenses
wish
here.
to take lives. Got my boats kitted. Got my boats. I'm done rambling in the dark.
That all you got? Finally. Am I up?
Better leave the setting of the sun. The brush draws out the
Crap.
peaks.
Very well.
It can only use as many ranged attacks as it had charges, and it doesn't have those anymore.
I wasn't supposed to act, but...
There we are. That worked. Yeah, Ray nuking those things immediately did a lot to help. You said you won't resist. You said you want the release of death. I don't believe you. Dying assassin. She pierces the assassin's chest with her dagger, but intentionally avoids dealing a fatal blow. She wants to hear the coward or the masked scream. She slowly spins it, trying to catch one sound, one sign of weakness. She wants to hear it, but there's nothing. I won't let you die so easily. You took her highness. Death is too good for you. You said you were prepared to die when you accepted the mission. I don't believe you. You want to live, don't you? You want to run away, right? She wants them to run. She needs them to run. That way she can chase, hunt, and make them die in despair. She'll drink the despair, but that's not enough. Not even close. What even would be enough? Hold this grenade. It'll explode soon. I'm right here. Prove it to me. You can throw it away. Do that and you'll live. I won't kill you. I'll let you go. Throw it away. There won't be anything left of me once this thing goes off, right? Good. You should stay away. She doesn't believe it. She wants to see a sign, any sign, that this man is bluffing. One moment of hesitation, the slightest hint of his desire to live. The white bursts before her eyes from the hand that held the grenade tightly. Fire flies by her cheeks, but she feels no sense of satisfaction. This is not enough. Enough, W. There's nothing left of him but ashes. No, it's not enough. Not nearly enough. I have more. W. The dark tides recede in the wake of the explosion. What about the man? There's no trace left of him? Did I use too much of my stock? Who cares? It's a real waste if I don't use it. Are you okay? I'm okay. What happened to you right now? What? I was just saving your skin. Low growling. The little monster. You remember those people, don't you? Ghosts that should have died a long time ago. Angry roar. Should have died a long time ago. You know these ghosts? You don't know them? Should I? You look calm when you're you look so calm that you're trying to scare me. Ha! You better be telling the truth. I don't know if this is one of those Revenant's tricks. I don't think it's a coincidence he appears in the ship which carries her highness. But he's dead. I feel like there's gonna be more. The more the merrier. This mission's getting more and more interesting. Let's go. This way? Alright, this way. No need to worry. This little monster goes with you. I have to keep you in my field of view in order to react in time. Alright. It's not that hard, is it, working with me? I may not have a W alter, but I do at least have W base,
which can be quite useful. She is pretty good at nuking an entire battlefield. Obviously, her altar is even more powerful, but there's plenty of situations I've found where her base form is pretty good. Have you used her skill 2 during an annihilation? It's genuinely really fun. The corridor smells of death, the silence is revolting. She does not need anyone to tell her they're not getting close to the Revenant's she does not need anyone to tell her that they are getting closer to the Revenant's core. Why would Her Highness be in a place like this? Will Her Highness be there? Will they remember me? She has many questions, but thinking about it only serves only to stifle her excitement. She cannot let Theresa see her down depressed. She always told her she looks her best when smiling. Hey bastards, I was just thinking about you. You shall not pass. You shall not pass. Go no further. Don't stop, Doctor. What we're looking for must be at the end of this corridor. Grab onto the little monster and don't think about anything else. I guarantee you they'll all be ash before they can even touch you. There's only so much you can do on your own. What? You are aware just how blatantly overpowered I am, right? Angry roar. I'm fine, monster. Buy me some time, W. I have an idea. I'm not the bunny. I don't need you to tell me what to do. You need to do something. Do it. Alright, I trust you. Deal with this. Deal with the doctor. Do you ever think I'm just gonna leave the dumbass alone? Have you spent so much time with the Revenant you've gone crazy too? I left him with a bunch of nice things. And close your eyes, doctor. Bam. Oh, you left a plan B on me. Don't praise me. I was gonna give the old hag a surprise when we met up. Now it's all wasted. Look out. Here's some more good stuff. I've lit up every corner for you. Time to go to hell. Still no use, huh? Guess we'll have to do this the hard way. Answers excitedly. Just keep the doctor alive. Complaining growl. Ghosts continue to emerge from the darkness to the end of the corridor. Seems to be no end to it. One after another, no fear of death, just like back then. Who helped you? She gets no answer. The endless corridor is filled with bodies of the perpetrators, but why would she not find out how this... Why could she not find out how this betrayal happened? She's sure the answer is here in Babel, amidst the seemingly unremarkable mission logs of PRTS. Perhaps it's just at the end of the corridor. Here. Here, beneath these bodies. Did you come back to help? Go save Her Highness. What are you doing here? I tried to protect Her Highness, but someone knocked me out. Did we save her? You saw the assassins? The defense system went offline all of a sudden. The enemies rushed in. My team and I tried to protect her. Are these your teammates? They're all dead, but you're alive. Her Highness is dead. Protect Her Highness. Ha! You can protect Her Highness with this grenade. She holds back the urge. If only she'd stayed there. Would it have even changed anything? She steps over a body and continues down the corridor. She hears no explosion behind her. Trash. Coward. She arrives at the speaker's office to find the bodies of the assassins piled outside the door. She does not want to go any further. Who is she to mourn Theresa when she had not killed the traitors? In her heart, she's already has the answer to who's behind all this. The one who led the assassins stood there and led death. She would confront that one once she's killed everyone who participated in the deed. It would be her last target. Doors open. We're going in. You. She looks at you. Stand in the darkest in the corridor. Monster's massive frame stands between you and the ghosts charging towards you. Monster can't hold them off for long. Hang in there, little monster. She throws several bombs towards the gathered black apparitions. Angry roar. Tisk. W charges into the wake of the explosion. She goes through the enemies and monsters through the fire and cracking air. W arrives at the other side of the door. She turns around. The figure staying at the corridor, one hand on the control, as countless wraiths rush in from behind. She has no memory of ever having seen this scene, but there was a scene from her imagination of the assassin, a scene she could never shake. Did the evil spirit stand before Theresa like this? Did the culprits who took her life rush out from behind like this? Was the evil spirit who opened the door? Was it the evil spirit who opened the door to the speaker's office? Come back, monster. I'm closing the door. Excited howling. Another bomb. W, buy me some time. She tosses it instinctively without arguing. Raises you excitedly. Ah, take it easy. My back hurts. She looks as if trying to find a shadow of someone bygone upon you.
Oh, why are you looking at me like that? Was your genius plan to prevent them from coming in? That simple? Sometimes the simplest means are most effective. Wait, is this crystallization? Noticed it already, haven't you? I saw the airship was beginning to crystallize as I came in. So that was our last chance before the door became fully crystallized. You plan to block the door on your own from the beginning? Yeah, I trust you and Monster. Heh, trust me. Ha. Until I find out what happened back then, Look, I think this is the place. My calculations were right. The engines roar deep inside the hulls of the ship. Souls burn, releasing pain and anger. The core of the airship lies before you. The airship is being powered by burning the revenants? Theris isn't here. Well, it doesn't matter what it is. Blow it up and this piece of junk stops. Let's finish our business. I have more important stuff to do. You're coming with me to see Theresa. Alright, I'm going with you. I know you're there, oh geezer. I put a special gift for you under your bed. It's present time. Something's not right. The bomb didn't work? How dare you come here? Outblood, and you, Sarkaz. The burning core instantly freezes and scattered flames rush back inside. The fire that illuminates life dims. All sound fades. One can hear one's own heartbeats, the silence left behind. Darkness begins to fill the room. The shadows flow out of the core, converging in the great river and its current speeding up, until a great black tide, enough to swallow the whole room, rushes towards you. Such great pain and anger. No more words for you, Outblood King. I have abated your many transgressions only because of Theresa. No more. Do you know what it is you are trying to stop? It's not just a war the Sarkaz needs. You're trying to extinguish a flame that will change our destiny. You shall not succeed. The black tide that swallowed, recedes, and the shadows pulling at her weaken. He's focusing his strength. All the shadows, they've disappeared. Looks like someone else found the location first. Is the doctor okay? Under a calcent WR. I can feel this place where anger is strongest. That's what we're looking for. Hang in there, doctor. I'm coming. Signs of explosions. W must have been here. Did Monster leave these claw marks? Is the doctor with W? A figure that Amiya never expected to see emerges from the shadow at the end of the corridor. She'd never forgotten the nightmare from so many years ago. She remembers Theresa, the black sword that pierced her chest, the black-robed killers. Impossible! You're all dead! Ascalon checked and made sure! King of Sarkaz, you're too late. She knew you would come. Theresa, Amiya, the ones you're looking for will die. Get out of my way! You, spare the effort of reading our emotions. The only way you'll pass is over our cold, dead bodies. I see the fragments of your memories. How could this be? You're all from Babel.
Sun's out. What a beauty. Sand Beast, let's get home.
Ooh, this is gonna be a hard one. Alright, this is gonna be a little tough, but I'm feeling pretty confident. Huh, it's not even a new material. Oh, I don't think any new materials were introduced in this chapter. That's fine by me. I kinda wish... I think there's some new efficient nodes for farming older mats in this one, though, which I do like. I kinda wish FGO did that. With FGO, every new chapter, the only node worth farming is the ones for the new mats. Every single other one is a waste of time, if we're blunt. Like for here, 1-7 is a huge meme because it's the only one of the very few times that an older one is more equal or more efficient to later ones. But for FGO, that's the standard. Is Thorns even going to be... Yeah, Thorns is probably going to be good here, I think. Let's bring in a Phalanx caster, because it looks like there's a really good position there for them. Alternatively, I could bring Passenger, because Passenger looks like he might be able to do some good damage there as well. Now we'll go with Lyn. S3.
If any of you have any doubts about the target, this is your last chance to pull out.
There we are. You've held on for so long, panting heavily, but not any longer, panting heavily. Shadow swallows the figure up. Apparitions of the past pull him back in the fold. More of them emerge in the darkness. Still not giving up. We have nothing left to give up. You could have attacked me together, but you didn't. I don't sense any anger, but you're submerged in sorrow. You're different from the Revenant. We are not here to kill you. We are only here to witness your success. Sorry, but I can't stop here. Black waves ripple from Amiya, suppressing the shadows. Let me grab a sip of my drink. She advances slowly, ignoring the blade streaking past her. King of Sarkaz, you are her successor. The apparitions keep approaching Amiya, but are incessantly pushed away from her, falling back to the shadows. Amiya continues forward. Doctor, Calcit, Theresa. She touches the shadow. She sees a completely crystallized door at the end, a blade rushing towards her. Shades of black coagulate in her palm, and she immediately catches the blade. Oh, that's Neo level stuff. Just catching the blade just without even having to touch it. Catching an inexhaustible sorrow. She sees the sorrow from the past. Her Highness, she's dead. How? We lost? Her Highness died because we failed her duty. Cough, cough. You're still alive. I can feel him gripping tightly on my collar. Her Highness is dead? Our mission's complete. It is done. Finish me off. Do what you want. Exact revenge for Her Highness. There's still the grenade in my chest pocket. The crazy girl threw it at me, telling me to protect her. I just have to... I don't know how long he spent hesitating, but it's only when his hand droops down and breathes his last that I realize the crazy girl was right. Trash. Coward. I've already forgotten how long I spent wandering the waste after leaving Babel. Drifters until we meet some royal court recruiters. They say Her Highness's return stands together with Theresis. We knew then where we should go. You call me here in anger and ask me why I spread falsehoods among our people. Come here before me and show me your wrath. The steps to Theros' number many, and the sovereigns of the royal court stare at me in indifference, but I do not stop. I'm a coward no more. I unleash my anger and die by his blade. I stand before him, but he does not greet me with his sword. Theros only nods. Very good. Keep your anger, but vent it somewhere else, because what you've heard is no lie. You found me, children. I understood many things then. Her Highness died, but there she was holding my hand. The truth hurt more than the lies did. The sorrow that spread from the depths of my heart destroyed my anger so easily. Your Highness, Her Highness we once swore to protect. I saw her through my eyes in your life. Are they all dead? My only companions. No matter. They only left before I did. At least they stayed true to their task and died to protect Her Highness. As will I, Amiya. Yes, you will. All of you, you have my respect. Our past is no more. We chose to collude with disgrace. We willingly abandoned everything, and by doing so can we stand before Her Highness with a clear conscience. And that's why we erased our names and put on the clothes we once utterly detested. I have my own people to protect too. I cannot stop here. Cough. You can try and stop her only by defeating us, even if I'm the only one left. You hear Har's going soft. If you can't even face me and defeat me, what makes you think you can face Her Highness, King of Sarkaz? You'll eventually have to face your own fate. My mind was made up the moment I stepped on the airship. Your sorrow, the Sarkaz's sorrow, should end. The apparition from the past finally falls back in the shadows. Cough, cough. Be at peace. That's a grenade! You said the Sarkaz will have a new future. We rotten souls are meant to be incinerated, so why not burn for the ideal you described to us? We failed Babel once. It will not happen twice. We shall protect you. Death will witness our promise. This coward will not break their promise, Your Highness. Who the hell's fooling around with my grenades? Stay focused. The Regan Shadow trying to put you in the darkness. So he kept her grenade all that time just to try and use it on Amiya. God, that chatty bastard pissed me off more than those clingy sons of bitches. Keep yapping, old coot, and I'll blow your nest to bits. Doctor, it can't affect your mind, so you better not tell me you're out of ideas. I don't know much about revenants, but we do have an expert on our side to ask for help. Wait, where'd Monster go? I gave it something else to do. Keep to our original plan and continue bombing the core cabin. I think I figured it out. Well, if that's the case, then let's make some more noise in here. Though I won't have to protect you this time. Though I won't have time to protect you, Hood. So you better start praying. W aims her launcher, and the place feels increasingly dangerous with each pull of her trigger. Every inch of the dome, every pillar everywhere, explosives instantly latch onto everything you see. Those twirly pillars look pretty cool, but I can't help but notice they're very similar to the top-looking enemies. Futile. The Revenant roars in anger. These people are not worth its full wrath. It ought to be reserved for the origin of suffering, for it will remember his anger and inherit his rage the very moment he sets himself free in death. Get out, get out! Waves of shadows surge from every nook and cranny of the cabin. An unending stream of shadows flow from the core and wrap around every explosive. Darkness sweeps through explosions over to you. Bubbles froth in the shadowy tie as the blasts go off, one after another, like the pustules on a monster rushing your direction. The shadows creep right before your eyes. You look at W. She eventually throws out her final flash grenade towards darkness. Then the shadows shroud you. I probably have to lie down for a few days after this, I trust. A feeble light leaks through the crack in the darkness. I'm here. I'm leaving the rest to you. Shattered Originium fragments splash out from behind you. A black thread immediately follows, weaving the waves to find you. It wraps around your hand, your body, and pulls you free from the shadows. Thank you for sending a signal. I finally found you, Doctor. You're slower than I thought, Bunny. Thank you for protecting the Doctor, W. Please leave the rest to me. We meet again, Revenant. Get out of here. Get out of my body. Amiya captures the Revenant's emotions from within the dark tides. She sees a projection brimming with fury. The Revenant condenses his emotion to a phantom lance towering above everything. But why? Is there an emotion hidden even deeper beneath all this rage? A feeling all too familiar, one that resonates with the vanquished apparitions. Outblood King, you dare shed false tears. What makes you grieve for the Sarkaz sorrows? The lance seems almost physical in the Revenant's hand. Our mission from millennia ago shall inevitably end in my very own hands. No one will stand between us and what we must witness, the end of fate itself. My tears fall for those gone souls of Babel, and for you as well, Revenant. Black arts coalesce before her. You ask me why I wish to stop this war. I have your answer now. I've seen the path that lies ahead of us. This war shouldn't be part of Sarkaz's future. Hypocrite. The Revenant gathers all of his hate, rage, and pain in his palm. The lance has taken a physical form now. He throws his entire life towards Amiya. It penetrates through a black barrier and pierces her body. In an instant, the sea of complex and unbridled emotions wash over Amiya. She sees a blaze in the depths of a flaming forge. She sees a huge, headless, hollow suit of armor as it trudges against a catastrophe, leaving an endless trail of land as it hauls ancient sacrificial stones behind its back. She sees Elder Arts streak across the horizon, smashing walls of stone into powder. She sees a Sarkaz. He stands with his back to a monolith, the foundation stone of his homeland, the fragments of Kazdel. The Sarkaz shouts towards King. Kazdel stands behind me. They will not take it. If that greedy hegemon wants this piece of land, they can come and try, but O King, as you say, there is nothing they can take away but ruin. My tears have dried, only rage remains pulsing in my chest. I will stay, I will guard this land till death. This is my mission. Amiya sees the Sarkaz pointing towards the aloof elders. She sees the hegemon surrounded, charging towards a group from Kazdel. Shouts, cries, powerless gasps. My tears have already dried, and they show my rage. It should be only rage that remains, pulsing in my chest. Why do I feel pain over my people's demise? O King, will not retreat even if half a step from the front line. Ami has seen it before, that cruel segment of history. She has seen the first King of Sarkaz ignite an unprecedented catastrophe, and every hegemon and their troops besieging the city have disappeared each day, along with the king and his loyal subjects. But why did the pitch-black catastrophe that engulfed the sky disintegrate my body while refusing to let me die? Flash of light branded my figure into Kazdell's soil and rock for all eternity. Death betrayed me, and I became the eternal shadow of my homeland. Your mission has already ended. The city has become a phantom from the past. Ended? No, before death returns to me, before the Sarkaz phase is rewritten, my duty remains. Amiya's tears are wiped away by the storm. She sees Sarkaz. Sarkaz has been lingering for 9,000 years, wanting to complete a mission. I see it now, Revenant. Your true form. It's true I'm not Sarkaz, but I feel their suffering the same firsthand. The crown I bear, the future I'm unwilling to give up. I will end all suffering. I never exclude the Sarkaz for even a moment. I will end all suffering. That is my answer to you. Within the infinite darkness, black threads twist around the lance, running through her and pulls it out. She aims the lance and hurls it back with all of her strength at the core's direction. It rips the darkness apart, and the black tides recede from Amiya. Amiya, you smashed the shackles. You tore the shadows shrouding you apart. I'm afraid what our bunny's done is more than that. I can only seal the Revenant with its own emotions for a brief moment. We need to figure a way to put an end to the mission for good. Don't look at me. I already tried bombing this place. It's useless. We're not entirely helpless. Calcit, seems like Monster made it. Excited cry. Doctor, your timing was impeccable. The Revenant relaxed its hold on me after you drew its complete attention, and Monster managed to locate me. Waving claws. Grr. Thank you too, W, for buying the Doctor some time. I still have scores to settle. What's going on now? Do you guys feel the airship accelerating? It's trying to free itself from the skeleton. It's the Revenant. He's about to break free. Theris is helping him. It seems like she's already on the last stage of her plan. The Revenant is responding to her call. I don't see her here. Her being here or not should not influence our plans whatsoever. We need to release the Revenant's control of the airship. Yes, the most effective way to do so is demolish the core. We can only stop it by ridding its control and engine. Doctor, please get behind me. Man, this old coot's such a pain in the ass. You're basically helping him move house, right? Sounds pretty simple to me. Ancient Sarkaz language. Mission. Fate. End. Kazdil, oldest guard, awakens from its shackles. The King of Sarkaz had him capture a sliver of his own consciousness from 9,000 years ago. He's never been more clear than he is now, nor is he forgotten. He no longer masks his sorrow with anger. I will end you all in our fate as well. Battle for the core.
I need only do as the manual said, yes?
I finished construction of the refinement system. Deployment point confirmed. Tell me what you require. Until we can confirm that this area is safe, I will hold these positions.
Spring breeze, timely water. Now we sow the grain.
No, Lumen needs to be facing.
It's fine, as long as I can muster up the courage.
Tell me what you ate of the wind. We too can soar through the skies.
Let's put them 6 feet under.
If you're really incapable of settling it, branch and bone bear weeds. Mounds and ruins bloom fields.
You lot stay up there if it gets risky. Got my bolts kitted. Got my bolts kitted.
Very well.
Point where I'm cleaning up. I'm hearing
Oopsie.
movement.
Ah, crap. The stream itself didn't change, did it? Crap, I might have made a mistake here.
Got it. Shatter into pieces.
At your disposal. Please stay calm.
Ain't that the wind? We took and soared through the skies.
It's not my wish to take lives.
I'm gonna need more healing here.
Got my bolts kitted, and that's as far as you go.
Silver Ash, it's your turn.
In his gallantry, he reaches none with his battle.
There we are.
Would any
Does
of
that
you
enemy
like to
actually
be my
attack,
pet?
or can I just do some extra damage
If
here?
you're really incapable, I plant you into the soil to grow anew.
I'm done rambling in the dark.
Better leave the setting of the sun. The brush draws out the peaks.
Got my bolts, and that's as far as you go.
Give me a reason to let you go. Don't have one?
What a pity.
Better leave the fine brush at home.
For the marching.
Oh, Silver Ash almost has his skill back. Alright, let's do it.
The fool flaunting his gallantry reaches none with his battle.
There we are. Those were pretty beefy.
What a beauty. Sand beast, let's get home.
That wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Interesting, is this the last boss? Roaring Inferno. Oh, if we have Whistadel, this is gonna be easy. It might, in fact, it might even be scripted. Yeah, I'll use these.
I'm a little nervous. Still, pressure's a good motivator, right?
Alright, we should be able to do this. voices also here is probably a free win, but I'll have to keep the healers up to make sure that she doesn't die or something. Aids in confronting the 6 man. The airship keeps increasing its power output. The skeleton's nerve bundles are getting torn apart. The Originium's already weakened strands. It's pretty badly. Even if the doctor's team shuts the airship down, if it separates from the skeleton, we won't have a way to get back here. They won't have a way. We'll do what we can. We'll do what we can. Worry not. I promised them half an hour. I will not break my vow. The Banshee treads atop the spine. One stroke for every step. The curses he composes gathering behind him before silently sinking in the nerves. As he sweeps his writing hand across the crimson sky, the incantations surge with the nerves, causing them to tense and lift. The Banshee uses his bone pen as a fulcrum, commanding countless nerve bundles through magic. As they tighten and constrict, the steel wrapped in their grip screeches unceasingly. The airship howls, causing huge fragments to rain down from the skeleton's bones. There's witchling army is still bombarding us. You're gonna be their easiest target if you keep standing out there like that. No matter, it is better that way. The shroud of fog will be enough to extinguish the raging flames. If I do not wish it, not even the scorching sun could penetrate the white mists of the valley. It will protect me. Thick fog at Logos' side condenses and gathers, eventually engulfing the silhouette so as to make it indistinct and untargetable. The bombardment penetrates into his cloak of the clouds. There's not a single sound. The tracks it leaves behind are quickly filled by the fog. We can't fight on for too much longer, W. I've got you, W. Cough, cough. Are you serious? Don't tell me this old bastard's house can still move. Didn't manage to find anything over here. Do not treat the airship as an unliving piece of metal. The mere existence of the Revenant is enough to make it a weapon out of the ordinary. Within its walls, it will use all of its might to obstruct our cognition. The interior of the cabin's filled with a surging black tide as far as the eye could see. While the Revenant's cage fades out of your view, net-shaped shadows persistently, unceasingly attempt to creep up your bodies, hatefully shaking off shadows. Monster will protect us. Do not injure the doctor, Monster. You give Monster a pat, who's slowly lifting you up on his shoulders. Don't worry, Calsa, I think we're friends by now. Lively cry. Emotions are flooding the entire room. The shadows are everywhere. We can't pinpoint where the core is while we're under the influence of the arts. He's clearly changing his strategy. He knows full well that with Ami at present, he cannot threaten us in the short term. I fear that not even the Revenants... It's not the Revenants the strategy is changing. Rather, he's buying time for someone else. Theresa, we cannot hesitate. This is our only chance. She raises hands, patterns her 10 wings beginning to flow. Black chains manifest, twirling and entwining. The chains fly forth, plunging deep in the surging tide. The black chains bind the inky shadow, gathering it into an ebony sphere. The airship howls as a wave of shadow crash unceasingly against the art's barrier. Every time the chains are struck, Amiya is forced to resonate with the wild, chaotic frenzy of emotion. Amiya, I can endure it, but I don't know for how long I can hold it. Amiya, clear a path forward. Monster, prepare to enter. I'll do it. I don't know what you could even do without your little pet. Hey, Hag, Her Highness can see us, right? Her will is ever present. Open the door, little bunny. I don't think Her Highness remembers me, so I need to shift up the schedule a bit. Okay, as you enter, I'll help you. Chains turn, shadows spewing from the gaps between them. Make way, you old coot. Can't you see I'm trying to get in? Such a warm welcome. You really must have liked that gift I gave you earlier. No need to worry, because there's plenty more. She yanks apart an opening between the chains, her mouth clenching into a grenade and giving the shadows a few good kicks. She steps inside. We need to finish this before Theresa really gets involved. You are right, Doctor. She may not have the King of Sarkaz power anymore, but she's still very powerful after all. The gaps between the chains are already beginning to close, but while no one was looking, an imperceptible trickle of shadow flows out through the tiniest of cracks, slowly creeping its way towards Amiya. Once we've successfully stopped the airship, the one we next need to face is her. The King of Sarkaz. The Revenant's voice suddenly reverberates in Amiya's mind. Before she can even react, the shadow at her feet explodes like a raging flame. Her ears ring with urgent cries calling out for her. Doctor, Calcit, the King of Sarkaz. The Revenant's bellows shake the walls of the cabin. A lance breaks free from the shadows, forming itself into a monstrous symbol before piercing through Amia. She's pinned in midair in front of the black sphere. Chimera, I'll use your death to inscribe this brand, the mark of the ones without roots. The chains chafe against one another, shear apart and slacken. Blood drips on the ground. What was that? She could still feel Amia's presence accompanying her somewhere, somehow. Little bunny, damn it, I better find this old coop fast. Where the emotions flow clearest. What the hell's that? It's too dark in here. Let me light this place up for you, old Bess. Where are my sarcastic bit of bombs? No way to forget those. The flowing shadows engulf her. She suddenly feels no support under her feet and is like drowning in the abyss. Ah! It's cold, ice cold. Why is there not a single sign of life here? This isn't the airship, is it? She sees a giant suit of armor, stained with rust, hacking away at a boulder in the wilderness. A metal man without a head? Ancient sarcasm language. I've followed you along this campaign of yours, but now that even death has left us, what meaning does slaughter have still? If not for slaughter, where would I even go, you say? I don't understand a damn word they're saying. Wait, is this rock talking? She carefully inspects everything she has on her, realizing she truly doesn't have any pre-prepared bombs at the moment. Revenant, consciousness, emotion. The words suddenly jump in her mind. A revenant is inside the rock. Is that you talking, little bunny? This was the help you said you were gonna give me, right? There's no answer. Just hanging there, Ami. I'll be back real quick. She looks towards the headless suit of armor as it drags the boulder to catastrophe. A moment of silence, then she chases it, rushing to as well. She sees the storm within the catastrophe sweep towards her, Revenant tearing apart Revenant. She cannot sense any emotion within, just broken consciousness into disarray from the Originium storm. The core is not here. I need a sip of my drink. Among the ruins of a battlefield, a crazed revenant with a blood-drunk sword is restrained by the headless armor, forced into an ancient rock. W's disappointed. The core's not here either. Within a forest, the headless armor breaks apart an altar that a witch coven had once worshipped, collects a rune stone from the covered in inscriptions, and bears it upon its back. A cowardly revenant escaped into it, hiding among the carvings. The core is not here either. A desolate waste far from humanity. A plundered settlement. Is this how so this revenant is a bunch of revenants together, right? Maybe this is getting how they all were collected. She follows the emotions, searching unceasingly, wending her way through the emotions, fear, joy, greed, hate. The great revenant within the armor seals away his fellows within massive chunks of rock, dragging them behind him as he wanders the lands. But he spares a revenant below the volcano, concealed within a metal body. She experiences the burst of weak emotion the revenant felt as he wandered, having nothing to show for her in the end. She felt even more bewildered. What was this revenant trying to do by collecting his own kind? How many other revenants cut from the same cloth of him exist? Why were they scattered every corner of this land? Who were they, the ones he spared? The ones who continuously reset their own memories? The revenants who were far from Kazdel? Then there's the one, the airship, the one that set himself ablaze. The feeble flame within the forge sputters and flickers. Is this the soul furnace in Kazdale? No way, I remember the fire inside it, bright enough to light up the night sky above the city. Why is it so weak? Wait, this isn't the soul furnace I know. Why, sarcasm language, why have you bound us back here? My friends, since death spurned us, we fought together for nearly 1,000 years. We witnessed Kazdale fall and rise over and over, to the point that we've grown weary of this unchanging endless cycle. You left me. You left Kazdale. You've hidden away in despair, lost within chaos and forgot yourselves in the slaughter, but I never left our homeland. I have walked every inch of Kazdale. I remember every howl of grief for each and every Kazdale. I must do something, and so I carve away part of myself to serve as kindling for this forge. Ah, so that started it? But this flame is too weak, barely able to keep the Sarkas alive through the winter. I must do more. I must grow this flame so it may shelter them from a catastrophe. I must grow this flame so it may admonish any intruder. No, it is not enough. I want this fire to burn away those who would bring war to our doorstep. I want this fire to rewrite our fate. I tear more of myself away, turn myself into ever more wood for the pyre, but still not enough. It's far from enough. Even if I burn my all, it is still not enough. But there is still you. Death rejects us, and the myriad souls will not admit us. For you, I left our homeland for the first time, and this home has ignobly died 1,000 times upon 1,000. Why do you resist me? We once swore to protect Kazdel. Why do you yet resist? Do you not wish to burn it all? All of our enemies and our fates, ourselves, we burn away into ash. The Revenant roars in fury. He throws his rust-stained armor to the forge, and then the boulders that had sealed his kin after it. The Revenant was the first to set himself ablaze, now binds his fellows and igniting them. The flame of the soul furnace erupts. He feels exhilaration and anguish, and finally numbness. It needs more. More! Is there truly nothing left? Am I the only one left yet again? No, you're here too, Sarkaz. But your soul is weak and frail. You're not worthy of the flame. Ha! I kinda like you now, you little bastard. Oh, but you're worthy of witnessing this new Kazdale, for you too are Sarkaz. The Revenant leaps into the raging flame. A final scrap of kindling is himself. W stands by the edge, the fire nipping at the ends of her hair. She lets out a sigh, pinching the sparks dead. You still haven't told me where to find this damn looking for, you old coot. If only I had some explosives on hand. Bang, boom, blast away right through the fire. She jumps down into the forge. She's burning within flames, agony. She screams curse after curse. The Revenants wail. Sorrow, everlasting sorrow. I'll burn everything away. My kin, the past, and hatred itself. She continues to drop down, falling free until she approaches the embers, the first kindling. The first Revenant sets himself alight. Within the fire, she sees an ever-shifting core. Her tears are wiped away by the heat. She smirks, holding the core of the soul that could burn anything and everything. Gotcha now, you old bastard. The fires cannot be quenched from one forge to the next. My shattered soul will burn yet another cage until I finally find rest in true death's embrace. Get down here! The moment W touches the forge of the burning soul on board the airship, a burst of fire separates, engulfing her in flames. The unrelenting heat surges towards her. The Revenant intends to burn away the Sarkaz who betrayed her clan. The heat of the engine's already enough to sear flesh of her hands. Let go or die. Shut up, you stupid ghost. Casting aside all concern, she holds tightly the airship's true engine. Ah! The Revenant withdraws himself at unprecedented speed. He must return to his forge, immolate himself in the sin-bearing flames. W! Black arts penetrate the fires, encircling W. The shadows rush at her, halt for a moment, then find themselves unable to penetrate the black barrier. You dare obstruct me yet again! The Revenant circles W's back, becoming her shadow. He opens himself up, as if the two were jet black wings enveloping all. Get down here already! Ancient sarcasm profanity. The screeching of the engine cuts off. At last, the beating heart of the flying fortress that roared across the skies above Londinium and threatened the lives of every Victorian stops. Pant, pant. W, wake up, W. Old hag. Excited growl. Who said you could carry me? Let go or I'll stick a bomb into your claws. Disapproving poke. I can only give you some basic wound treatment, W. We have another issue to solve. Fine, fine. I'm not so easy to kill. Hey, little bunny, just pretty good work. And Amiya, how'd you get that badly wounded? You stretch out an arm to support Amiya, the girl's petite frame trembling. The Revenant suddenly attacked Amiya. It was thanks to you we defeated him. Don't worry about me. It isn't that bad. We should return to the skeleton now. The airship's gone completely out of control. It's lost power. We're almost finished, Logos. I'm glad to hear you are all safe. Please wait a moment. I will provide immediate support. Hope that we can make it in time. Wait, how come I don't see him? The old bastard I ripped apart. She sees the damaged engine on the floor, bereft of flame and grief. The soul-binding core finally shows its true form. This thing was his core. It looks kind of like a cannon. Seems like it'd be pretty handy. The miserable thing ruined my weapons back there, so I guess I can call this my compensation. Heh. Hey, little bunny, you saw it too, right? The old ghost's whole life and all. Could be considered rather, what's right the term for it again? Magnificent in its glory? W. I don't give a must-beast ass about his sob story. I'm just thinking about Her Highness. The ship, the Ghost of Babel, the Revenant. We haven't seen Theris at all. Where is she? We've got lots of we all have a lot of questions. We can face the truth together. Hey, don't look at me like that. I don't want Hear that kind of talk from you right now. And what are you staring at me for, old hag? I already told you, I won't kill Hood here in front of you for your sake. You don't feel different in any sort of way? Different? The Revenant's been completely cut off from death, but he does not reside within the Shattered Core. Are you saying he's hiding in my body? I'm in no mood for your crone lies right now. Let me give myself a once over. Not here. W, you're back. Nah, isn't that just the airship core? I mean, you saw it rip it apart, right? Wait, I thought this thing was broken. Why does it look brand new? The shadows flowing within the pipes in the core. The damaged body is repairing itself with clearly metal gleaned from fragments of the airship. Self-repair. No, this is not self-repair. Monster, structural fortification. Roar. Pained howl. The shadows floor from the core's body and shows no sign of exhaustion. In the blink of an eye, all you can see is black. You've destroyed my hopes of breaking free from the wheel. Everything I've done for naught. After suffering in the flames for hundreds of years, I was finally able to finally welcome death's late embrace. But no, once more you deny me this right. Nor will I be bound, no more will I be merciful. You have freed me, and so you shall die in my stead. You see shadows darker than black. The color of the soul. His lance, forged from a lifetime's suffering, is aimed right at you. Here we go. I might have thought this was the final boss fight, if not for a number of things.
Sound of muddy air, tracks of animal.
Soul
I'll
Echo
keep a
Core
watch
Amplifier.
that way.
Once it controls, deal continuous damage to the area's large area to the left.
Always so focused on the ground. But have you forgotten to look above?
My sword's gonna cleave your bodies and values alike.
We need to keep Whistle alive at all costs because she is ultimately going to be what wins for us.
Yeah, you'll hear from me as needed.
Alright, we're going to need as much healing as we can, so let's do it this way.
And that's as far as you go.
Spring breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain.
At your disposal. Don't worry. I'm here.
Hello, Pink Panda, welcome to the stream.
Acknowledged.
And thus has Autumn made reckoned her rival.
Oopsie, wrong one. Retreated the wrong one. Shoot. Let's just restart it. I accidentally retreated Thorns instead of, oops.
Victory and defeat are commonplace in war. As we have freedom to maneuver, this is not a complete
Yeah,
race.
I'm not going to even bother trying if I accidentally retreat. Is someone that important? I need to get rid of Saga, although retreat Saga. Although I guess I could also go with Wan Qing instead. I believe it's pronounced actually.
Plotted schemes, wage wars, cross
Because
boundaries, shed blood, an eternity, an altered and unfailing in its challenge.
Tell me what you reached. The landscape here is tricky. Only
Deals
step where I
damage in a
step.
large area on the left side. It doesn't say if it's true damage or not, though, which is mildly concerning.
Acknowledged.
You lot stay up there.
Yeah,
if it
Ray
gets
is definitely gonna
risky.
be key to this.
Stop! Hate to believe we took
Please stay calm.
Oh, not Silver Ash. I need. Well, Silver Ash, I don't mind retreating. But yeah, we need a.
Yes. The battles. I'm hearing movement. Now, wait in line. We got plenty for everyone.
Stop! Watch your step. Don't hurt the crops. Stop! I'm in position.
This battlefield would do well with a splash of ink.
Alright, so yeah, with W Ultra, I probably don't need to worry about up there as much.
The Revenant's battling again. Son of a cunt's got filth.
When 'tis a choice of
I am rather attached to you. I'm done rambling in the dark.
Ray should be able to take out that guy in the middle there. Yeah, that's the core back there, I'm pretty sure. But we have to be careful, the boss has not shown themselves yet.
I wasn't clear skies for singing, rain clouds for blue.
Now, wait in line. We got plenty for everyone.
I am rather
Oh, thanks for the fall. Oh, true crazy lord. I stream just about anything here, so feel free to stop by anytime. Something seems fun. W is a jury mouth. Yeah, W has definitely been cursing far more than anyone else.
Got my bolts kitted. Thread at my position. Yeah.
Yeah, Ray, take care of that thing if you please and thank you. I don't trust it.
Poor little guy. It's your unlucky day.
Luckily, Ray has a very short skill cycle, so if one isn't enough, I just need to do it again. And it only gets better after her module arrives.
Unlucky day.
She was saved my ass this entire game.
Doctor?
Yeah, she was saved my ass this entire chapter.
Poor little guy. It's your unlucky day. And that's as far as you go.
I'm really glad I got her. And to think I wasn't really planning on until closer to the end.
You choose.
Yeah, I also need to keep these amplifiers from getting powered up because I don't know what they're gonna do, but holy crap.
Always so focused on the ground. But have you forgotten to look above? Poor little guy.
Activated
It's
once.
your
Jeez,
unlucky day.
Oh, I see. We're having a beam struggle with the guy. Okay, I'm 100% on board with this.
Poor little guy. It's your unlucky day.
Dang, I didn't think they'd be able to make a beam struggle in this particular game, but here we are. There we go. We're actually damaging him. Keep going, everyone.
Poor little guy. It's your unlucky day.
Yeah, it's no good. He can't beat me anymore. Ah, yeah. Okay, I really love that. I was not expecting a beam struggle in, but I am all for it. A flash of cognition in the gloom, a consciousness nearly eaten away by the disordered emotion. Unable to perceive, unable to be perceived. The outermost layer of the fortress in the skies above the shard begins to break apart, its many fragments falling like rain of iron spilling across the ground. The enormous skeleton halts in place, its nerve bundles still wrapped around the airship. The Revenant's final consciousness is dissipating. Finally, we gave it the true rest it wanted. Hopefully. You promised me the future beyond question, Theresa, but your followers have become hindrances upon your path. My fellow souls are in disarray from centuries of scorching flame. This forge is meant to be my cage, my execution chamber, where I had cut my own throat, and yet I have not yet paid back the price for betraying my clan. This is the last thing I can do, Theresa. A violent ignition. The shadows dissipate from the inferno, with the flames enveloping the airship, tearing apart the nerve bundles. They charge towards you as well. And as for you all, you use false words to place yourself atop a pedestal of virtue. Use lies of deliverance to cover the scars sarcasm inflict on themselves, only to survive. You dare not even confront her death. There was no need for you to come here. Theresa? Are you here to look for Amia, or perhaps... Are you injured? Is a child by your side, Amia? So that's your answer, Doctor. You try to step forward, but your body fails to move. You're separated from the scene by an untouchable barrier. You finally realize this is not reality. This is what the Revenant has compelled you to see. A scene of the truth. Wait, there. You see many figures by your side advance. You recognize these weapons and armor. You've seen their shadows before, recently, in fact. Weren't those the apparitions above the airship? Have they come to protect Theresa? No, that's not right. You see them draw their swords against the wounded King of Sarkaz. You see a scene you could never have imagined. Theris has fallen in pool blood, protecting the sleeping Amia with her embrace. Her murderers surround you. You and them, conspirators all. Wait, what was that? The fleeting scenes melt away, return conscious to reality. You look at W, Kalsa, and Amia. You see the expression of their faces. You realize you are not the only one watching this vision unfurl. Amia. She stares blankly in a daze, her arm outstretched as though trying to grasp something, but all her fingers find purchase on is nothing. Remain calm, Doctor. Ask you stand behind me and Monster. As I told you before, I knew what happened in the past, but I had my reasons to keep it from you. I approved of Theris' choice back then, and telling you as you are now, the truth would not have been of any use. But Theresa, was also your choice to allow the Revenant to show visions of the past to us here and now? Doctor, it's true that during our time in Chernobog, and even after, I had my doubts about you, but the choices you've made are proof enough you truly do walk the same road as us. Calm down and do not waver. Hypocrite. Coward. Shut up. How dare you, Theris, to try and sow discourse between us. Just disappear already. Enough. Calcit, tell your monster to hang back a bit. I wasn't really prepared to do this right now. I know that old thing's not going to make some fake movie when he's right about to die. I'm not an idiot. There couldn't have been anyone else who murdered Theresa. There must have been an explanation for what happened back then, but killing someone who doesn't remember anything, that doesn't interest me at all. Surprise, doubt, sorrow, the incomprehensible truth is like a sledgehammer striking your heart. You feel difficult to even begin to recover from shock. The calm tone of the two before you didn't help you forgive yourself, Amia. You look at the silent girl, a face streaked in tears. You want to say something, but she's the one who speaks first. Doctor, I knew, or rather, I suspected it a long time ago. Amia, I still remember why Dr. Calcit had to send the doctor to Chernobog to heal after the accident, and the reasons the elite operators gave when they opposed the decision to rescue the doctor. Even if everybody was quiet, I could easily guess. There was only one possibility. I guessed, but I still don't understand. The doctor I knew, the one who saved me, brought me so many different places, told me so many stories. The one who brought me back to Babel, who tried anything and everything to cure my oropathy, the one who promised me I had a future. That kind person, why the doctor? Why did that one kill the equally kind Theresa, the person who loved everyone? I don't know. I still have so many questions I want to ask you, Doctor. The you who rescued me, the you who murdered Theresa, the you who stands before me now. Which one's a true you now? I just didn't know how to ask. Since you awoke from the sarcophagus, despite the loss of your memories, you always stood with us no matter the danger. How could I believe someone like that could be a murderer? I promise you I will find the answer. You reach a hand out to Amia. Doctor.
The deck of the airship suddenly begins to shake violently. Amiya immediately grabs her hand. The dark shadows that once gathered have begun to bloom in the sky. Below the crimson glow horizon, a black blossom, dark enough to swallow all light, furled itself around the airship. The airship's collapsing. We must withdraw immediately. The shadows are trying to block our escape route. Stand behind me, Doctor. Collapse not in disorder. As I speak these words, thus do not laws nature's restructure. The shadows enshrouding your thoughts are dispersed. Golden incantations break apart the inky blackness, raining down upon the damaged areas. The words fall apart as they touch the surface before reforming, suturing together the ship's broken body and healing its wounds. Logos. Everyone, allow me to handle the shattered fragments. Pass through the shadow. The skeletal nerves that will ferry us back are ready. The Banshee's bone pen hangs down from his hand, lightly touching upon the surface of the shadow. With the shadow as parchment, the Banshee scribes his incantations with restless flick of his wrists. Golden veins wend their way through the shadows as the fires are slowly extinguished. I can see the nerve bundle. We're ready to withdraw, Logos. Very well. Hold my hand tight, Doctor. The nerves snapped. You all fall back in the deck of the airship. The hole beneath your feet continues to shape, but the Revenant keeps silence. The shadows encircle as though mocking you. White crystals exude, radiating a cleansing light, a gentle light. The light pacifies confusion, mayhem, and disorder. The rays wash over, becoming more dazzling. The purest white erases all color around you. Immediately after, a black hole appears in the distance, devouring the Radiant's whole. Darkness, tranquility. Amidst the pitch black, a singularity admits its first ray of light. The light of thought, emotion, rebirth. The ray of weak reddish light grows and expands, illuminating the hand that wrought it, illuminating. She was here all along. Theresa. She walks forth in the darkness. No, she's been here all along. It's just that for that moment she chose to let her gaze fall upon you for only a moment. Within her embrace, the Revenant's scattered consciousness coalesces once more. All of his sorrow, all of his misery and rage. They dissipate as she consoles him, and at very last the Revenant returns to serenity. She carries her compatriot, abandoned by death as he is. She brings rebirth. She rewrites fate. Theresa! There's no response, but you manage to glean some curious information from her expression. You dare not say for sure. Everyone holds their breath because of her presence. Everyone awaits the first words of her mouth, silent. She says nothing, retreating back into the gloom. She leaves no tracks. It's like she was never there. But everyone understands that she has finally taken action. Did I miss Her Highness say something? Hey, wait, the airship's moving again. It's even at full speed. I thought the old fossil... It's originium. We've gotten too close to Anonum. The airship is an originium-rich environment, and stocks aboard fuel it with energy. Theresa... The nerve connection snapped? Though through the openings in the skeleton, she sees the great witchcraft-powered construct already broken free of its nerve bindings, now hurling at unchaseable speeds toward the Anonum hanging sky. W. Hoderer, you're awake? Emergency landing. What'd you say? The Farinmut. It left a final bit of energy inside the lifebone. Perform an emergency landing in the Londinium, somewhere safe. W and the others are still on the ship. I already promised Calcit and the doctor to do everything we can to save more lives. All we can do is try our best. Oh, but... Many have called you by these titles. The evil spirit of Babel, the doctor of Rhodes Island. Many believed in you. But they believed you always make the right decision. No matter how despairing the circumstances, you always find a way out, but you're far from omnipotent. It all happens in a flash of lightning. Theresa does not reappear, having gathered up the shadows and taken them with her. As you approach the conumble of suffering, the crystallization advances more rapidly. Now that the tides of the shadow have retreated, you finally notice the crystals have covered the entirety of the ship. Your companions still stand by your side. They are great fighters all, but in the face of this fated disaster, you're all powerless. The ship, unable to stop, rams into Anonum and is brought to a standstill. The instant the ship is about to touch, the colossal vessel, once hurtling at speed, slowed to a crawl. Time itself stagnates. The great originium tree rapidly grows new limbs, firmly grasping the airship. The lush branches quickly stand and envelop the ship. You see everyone trapped in a moment. You see originium grow wildly. You see Amiya anxiously stretch her hand towards you. Oh no. This was the moment that time stopped
Or you can even see her shouting your name, but pure originium covers her body at terrifying speed, and the words never manage to leave her mouth, and it spreads. You rush towards her, but you're nowhere near fast enough. It engulfs. You see the originium about to swallow up the final dregs of her body. Amia! You muster all your strength to extend your hand, trying to grab, but you're too late. You're no longer able to take hold of her hand. A torrent of jumbled information rushes your mind. It's like you're seeing a tranquil world, one completely turned into originium. Amia calls it Logos W, all of Lo's Island, Originium, Battlefield, Terra. Amia. No, this is not what you wanted to see. How could you allow this to happen? Stop it. Stop! You did it, Doctor.
Doctor, that you've shown me such a great project. Let me become a part of it, and even had me stand by your side. Means the world to me.
New hidden stage. Oh yeah, the hidden front's extended. Yeah, this was a pretty nice boss fight. It was a lot more interesting than I was expecting. Oh, I'm feeling really exhausted all of a sudden. Maybe I should save this for next time, because there's still a good amount left. I mean, according to Secret Place, there's 23, so 4 areas left. Plus, there's always going to be the ending cutscene, so I think I'm gonna have to... I think I'm just gonna call it here for tonight. Sorry, I guess this is my fault for starting a bit later than usual, but like I said, I'm gonna be doing this chapter until I complete it, because, well, first of all, I want to get it before the event proper ends, because right now, you basically get as many free tries as you like, but otherwise, yeah, I'm quite enjoying the story here, and like I said, I'm glad it feels like we're finally getting payoffs. There was... Even the big reveals like getting the Faramut skeleton, getting the Side Kings, all that was basically just set up for something in the future, but you can only set up for so long before it start during how much longer until it goes somewhere. Thanks, Peg Panda. Looks like there's actually a decent amount of people here, so I'm gonna go ahead and raid out. Let me see if anyone I follow is still... Anyone I usually raid at is. Looks like Delver TV is doing some Warframe, so I'm gonna go ahead and raid them. If you just wanted to say for Art Nights, that's fine. Hope you had a good time. If you want to see some Warframe, stick around. But until next time, thank you for watching. Hope you had a good time. I'll see you later.